Yeah. Years ago, when I was on KOA, Frank, just filling in after it was late night, I'm talking, I'm leaning back in this chair. And you can just hear me screaming. But some lady called up like 20 minutes later saying, I'm still laughing. I've never heard anybody fall on their ass. I'm like,
hey, Sarah, good to see you. Good to see you. Is that a reminder?
It's K-How, K-How.
K-How.
Thanks so much, Mark. At least it was yesterday.
I saw your girl kick that board. That's pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh, in slow motion, wasn't that?
That's pretty darn sweet.
God.
What's that?
Abby kicking her board in slow motion. Frank and I are Facebook friends, you know?
Oh, that's right. Mark, I did it, but it's saying failed.
Oh, let me see. Man, they might have changed the dang password. Do you like that woman in the box, though?
I like it. I do. I think it's different.
Oh, it's definitely different. I wonder if they actually changed this password. I mean, I can't imagine. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Maybe there was a space. Are we up, sir?
Yes, I'm getting this on.
You been doing stuff? You doing good? A little hectic.
Her brokerage got bought out.
Yeah, she was telling me. Yeah. That happened to us about 5 or 6 years ago. I was at Remax Horizons, and Alliance bought Horizons.
How much did they buy it for, if you know?
I don't even know.
I mean, what do you guesstimate?
Gosh, I don't know. Our broker went out of business because he had a bunch of commercial stuff.
Oh, this was right during the...
oh, my gosh, yeah.
This was the bad time.
Yeah.
Boy, how do you survive 8, 9, and 10?
They called a mandatory meeting, and I said, Remax never calls mandatory. What's going on? And I was there the next morning, and they told us the news. That,
wow.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
It was like about 2010, 11.
Goodyear had, I filed Chapter 11 and 9, and the guy from Goodyear that I had to deal with, like,
yeah.
they were actually very
get on
They ended up
Wi-Fi?
getting paid back, but it was crazy, man. They had like 14 dealers in the same 1-year period, which has never happened.
That was a crazy time.
Oh, it was horrible.
So, man, how are you? How are you guys doing?
Oh, they never seen you wear a hat.
Oh,
I must have been playing golf.
I'm throwing the pitch out tonight at the Rockies game.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man. I hope you Baba Booey it, man.
No,
Straight to the right, baby.
I played as a kid. We're good.
Oh,
We're
man,
good.
I'm watching.
You're not going to go on a bomb?
No, the pressure's going to get you. The pressure's going to get you.
We already got the warm-up scheduled down to the tunnel. We're good to go.
No warm-up. Come on.
Your phone's
Is that a curve?
Yeah.
Or you a fastball?
No, it's funny. I'll throw a fastball that breaks off a little bit at the end.
Has like attorneys
So
come in
it's pretty,
and tell us
it's got a little movement on it.
Oh, I can't wait. Will it be out there? They never show it, do they?
No, but I'll get video of it. Give it to you guys.
Even if it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's funny.
You're convinced it's not
Oh,
going to
man. The worst thing that happens is I'll throw a high rise. That's about it. But it's definitely not going in the dirt, and it's definitely not going over his head.
Oh, you better video it.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
over his head's even better.
Who are they
than
playing?
that.
They're playing the Indians
I've
tonight.
been there a while.
Try.
Maybe it's like I'm grandfather.
Who is this? My mic?
This is your mic here. I got all this. Sorry
Okay,
about
you're fine.
this.
No, no,
Didn't Charlie Sheen play for them?
With a leg roof.
And yeah, Major League. He played for the Indians.
So what is this thing, this,
No, so we're the preferred mortgage provider for the Rockies this year. So they asked me to throw out a pitch at one of the games, and so I can't wait to pick this game. So my son's gonna go out with me too.
I knew you reminded me of
Tonight.
last time.
what is it?
The Rockies game, Rockies Indians.
I know, but what's special about it? Why did you pick?
There's the first pitch every
the
year.
Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can. I'm feeling down. And I do.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here, the only show in the universe like this one, and we are live, of course, on our radio stations, live on iHeartRadio across the country, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Welcome, one and all. We are here to solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, to make your life a little easier. Did we get our download problem solved? No, I thought people are downloading. No?
Nope.
Okay.
That's going to be a while, man.
Are you sure? We're working on it, though, right?
I think so.
Aren't we working on it through our guy?
No.
I thought we are.
No.
I thought there's a way to do it.
No.
Maybe there's a way to do it. Anyway, we are live. You can find us. You can link to us and stream it. You can stream it after the fact. You can stream. You don't have to stream live. You can stream at any time, but you have to stream. We can't download it this time. And I didn't realize how many people actually download. A lot of people download.
Thousands every day.
Tom, they live in the woods or out in a service where they don't get service in an area, and they like to listen while they work on their yard and stuff.
Okay, so they go and they get it downloaded when they have broadband, and then they keep it and listen to it at a later time. I get it. We are working on that. 303-713-TALK. Today, where it's all about real estate and loans and everything near and dear to that. Okay, real estate and loans. Let's talk about that. We got Brent Ivinson from Ideal Home Loans. We got Frank Duran, the real estate man, and we have Stephanie Thomas from Colorado Springs area. Frank Duran, the real estate man, is a RE/MAX broker here in town, and then we have Stephanie, who's in Colorado Springs. So we got the whole Front Range covered. And then Brent, you guys write loans all over the state, really, right?
Yeah, we do, all across Colorado.
What other states are you licensed in?
You know, we're also licensed in California, and we're also licensed in Arizona and Texas as well.
Because we get a big audience in Arizona and Texas, so that's good.
What's the hottest market? Colorado by far out of those?
Yeah, Colorado's really hot. Southern California is pretty hot as well. Phoenix is starting to come back around. You know, Phoenix is probably 75...
God, that's been depressed for years.
Yeah, it's probably back 75-80% from where it was before everything crashed.
Wow.
So, but
they took a long time. I mean, they're still suffering from the original recession.
Yeah, it's, you know, there's affordable housing in Phoenix. You can get a really nice house still for $325,000.
And it's going to go up in value.
Yeah,
I mean, you will have some explosion down there in a little while.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, beautiful area.
So the market's hot in Phoenix.
We're laughing. That's so funny. Okay, are we taking any more sign-ups, or is no?
No, we are, absolutely. The more the merrier tonight. We've got a lot of people coming, but yes, the more the merrier. Any questions on a small business, starting it or running it?
Starting or running a small business. I want to tell you, this is a boot camp. This is a down and dirty workshop.
Oh, yeah.
This is not a fancy presentation. Well, you know, it's going to have useful information. I don't want to downplay the information, but I'm telling you, this is not something where we have motivational speakers trying to sell you things. This is real deal. We're talking about running a business and the common pitfalls, the number 1, the number 2, number 3 pitfalls, how to tackle them, and whether you should start a job or just get a job.
Tower Financial will be there with their business coaches that can answer any questions. We'll be there.
We'll have our insurance people there. We'll have our legal people there to talk
insurance,
about
everybody.
We'll talk about collections and accounts receivable.
Advertising.
Yes. 303-713-TALK is our number now to solve your problems. If you have a question about loans or real estate, give us a call. Before we start the phone calls, though, Brent, as far as mortgage rates, what are they?
Well, you've got 30-year fixed rates right now at 3.875%.
Not bad.
So, yeah, not bad at all. So, you know, 15-year rates are...
Why haven't rates gone up?
You know, we just haven't seen the economic traction they thought they were going to see with the Trump administration. You haven't seen the economic growth. You know, if you look at, they revised down all the jobs numbers last week that have come out previously. The last jobs number missed. You know, wage growth has been incremental at best. There hasn't been a lot there. You know, in the housing market, it's been great, but that's just supply and demand. So there's not a lot going on economically that is really creating what they thought was going to occur. And it'll be interesting to see what the Federal Reserve does, because their whole stance was to hike rates based on controlling inflation, and there's really no signs of inflationary pressure right now. So it'll be interesting to see what they say at the next couple of meetings.
What's going on, David?
Hey, that presentation that you're doing this evening,
yes.
For those who cannot attend, is there going to be a recording of it that we can listen to?
You know
later?
what? I never even thought of that. We ought to... Can we stream it, Mark? Can we stream it on
idea.
Referral List?
I don't know the Wi-Fi setup out there. I would assume it'll all be good. That might be something we can do live, yes.
Maybe on Facebook.
Maybe we do a 360. That way they can browse the room,
You know
actually.
what? You know, David, let's look into that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that is a great idea.
And we'll even take Facebook.
I would really appreciate that. That would be awesome. Because
I was thinking of that right before he called.
Okay, we're going to check into it right now, David. Thank you for the suggestion. Frank Duran, the real estate man, how's the market? Is it exactly the same, hotter or cooler?
It is insane, and there's no inventory. No inventory. I just took, I'm not kidding you, Tom, 14 properties in the last couple of weeks, multiple offers on every one of them.
Multiple offers on every single property.
And a couple didn't even appraise, and we got the buyer to cover the difference with cash.
Why? Why? People moving in and not enough homes?
There's just not a lot of inventory. I mean, really, you have about 7,500 properties on the market for 5,000 buyers.
Okay,
Incredible.
so what,
you remember 2011, we talked, there was 30,000 listings for 5,000 buyers. We have no more buyers today than we had a few years ago. The difference is there's just no inventory.
Okay. So why is the inventory so low?
There's just, people aren't, the banks, number one, aren't putting them out as quickly.
Do banks still even have inventory?
Very little. I mean, I'm doing a short sale right now, but nowhere near what we were doing a few years ago.
Okay, so you said 5,000 buyers, 7,500 homes.
Right.
Well, then 2,500 homes go unsold every month.
Approximately. There's some homes that are just overpriced, and I think sometimes sellers think they could price it wherever they want, but that's not the case. If you overprice and overshoot the market, you're still going to sit there for a while.
Even in a hot market, you're not going to necessarily...
Even in a hot market.
You're not going to necessarily get stupid money.
And you end up losing money if you sit there too long. It's kind of like a quarterback. He sits in the pocket too long, he's going to get sacked.
So if you don't price right, you're not going to get what you think. And if you think you start high and come down, you actually weaken your position. It's better to start reasonably and go up.
Because you leverage the market and create a higher demand on the property.
Exactly. So by actually starting at a reasonable price, you attract multiple offers, and then you're allowed to go up, as opposed to having to come down. And when people sense you are weak, it's a terrible thing. How, Stephanie, is the market in Colorado Springs?
I'm seeing a little bit of the same. In the North Springs, we're seeing a lot of competition.
But it's not as hot as Denver?
I think that we are seeing that. I still see a lot of people willing to commute from Denver.
Oh, you mean commute, live there and commute here?
Absolutely. I put a buyer under contract this week.
They live in the Springs and work here.
Works in Denver, lives in the Springs now. We're
It's a lot
moving to the
cheaper.
Springs. It is. You can get a single-family home still $200,000 to $300,000.
Okay. Somebody hit a sound effect. I don't know if you know that, Brutus. Did you hit that on purpose?
Yeah, I didn't mean to hit it on purpose.
All right. 303-713-TALK. So you can get a good house for less money. What is it, about 25% cheaper down there?
I don't know necessarily percentages, but
Okay.
For instance, I did a just under 1,700 square foot house this week with a buyer under $200,000.
Oh, that's unheard of.
Yeah,
here.
I mean, incredible.
So, Frank, a 1,700 square foot house in good condition here, how much? Decent neighborhood?
Depends on the area, but easily over $250,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you having any challenges with appraisals, Brent?
Yeah, we are running into some issues, and Frank, touched on this a little bit earlier, is that what you're having happen is that just because someone writes an offer at that price doesn't mean that that property is going to appraise for that value. So oftentimes, we are having to have discussions with our buyers that, hey, if you're going to offer more than what we think it's going to appraise for, you're going to have to likely bridge that gap with cash if you really want this property.
Okay.
You're going to have to cover the difference.
Are appraisers getting a little better now that the market is hot? Does that in itself raise value?
It does help, for sure. Sales and activity, in a true sense of the word, the buyer does set the market, but you've got to have comparables to support that value for the appraisal from a lending perspective.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. As you know, we have a very active show coming up. Stick around.
This report is brought to you by Lifeline.
There's a few trouble spots tonight. There's a crash being called out I-25 near Bellevue. You're not seeing any back.
I don't know.
There's also crash over I-25. Southbound I-25. Watch out for stall blocks.
Blame it, but no, the total overreaction. No, there's more jobs available than any time before. The total overreaction has been realized. It's like, oh my gosh, we're saved. The economy's going to be great. It's like,
with a cool high of
it's getting there. It's starting to, but it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight.
They get that business tax cut, the corporate tax cut.
That would be huge. That'd be big league.
Big league. And
Here's the other problem, too. The government can't afford higher interest rates on all their own debt. And neither can the banks. So you can't, rates aren't going to get out of control because no one's going to afford it. Oh, they're going to bump, though. There's no way the Feds are bumping. I think they don't do anything. I think if they bump, you are going to see the stock
stock market go so sideways.
That's what they said before.
Still feeling the stress from this. If you owe back taxes, or it's been years since you filed your taxes, or if things feel inflationary pressure because you've just been signed an audit, let's get your back tax situation or audit taken care of once and for all. The state of IRS is no fun.
We're a microcosm of kind of a whole. We do have a lot of people
Larson Tax Relief. I personally know Ron and Jack Larson, and I can vouch for their professionalism. They understand they just deal with the IRS.
People are better prepared.
So that's in there, that's all here. I just don't think you're going to see this big
Resolution.
Make it AMD.
You want to stay off the foreclosure?
Wow.
844 Larson Tax.
What a crazy stock.
LarsonTax.com. That's 844 LARSON tax.
Actually, it was up over 5% at one point.
That's crazy.
Oh, it is 7%. I told you to buy that a while back. See, I'm not getting rid of that.
Look at this, let me show you.
It's crazy.
The BAC's killing me, though. That's
Actually, I
not
told
killing
Tom
me.
7,500 is 85.
I know long term it'll be good, but I'm stuck in it.
That's the amount of buyers buying.
Well, like I say, if they don't
so
raise
now
interest
you're somewhere in
rates,
the fives. This month we have a little more, but there's not a lot
or
of
they change Dodd-Frank.
listings for
That would
buyers.
be huge for
Well, that's what.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huge.
That would be gigantic.
I think
There'll be an outflow of money.
Quite honestly, I can't
I got
believe
a
you
guy
didn't
that,
focus on
so
the tax reform piece and Dodd-Frank. You want to get some traction and get things going? Deal with those two things.
Well, the health had to be tied in.
It did, but
oh wow,
the healthcare 3.8 in capital gains is no joke, man. That's huge money.
So what I do?
And then bring and repatriate that money. If they said that 10%, boom, it'd be influx of taxes and a bunch of investment money.
And that'll pull them side by side.
Yeah.
I can go
Very good.
there.
I usually go 12 months.
Healthcare's got to be.
What's it?
That Obamacare was just so bad.
Yeah, so
So
you can
bad.
go, I go back 12 months just to look at the
Everybody's pulling
history of
out.
where because look, last year, this time, that was the inventory. Now look how much
So,
lower
Brent, is that law going to
last year,
pass with condos?
No, I was still doing all down in
You
there.
You know, someone just told me this morning that they thought it made a significant step forward yesterday. I'm
So
trying
what,
to find something.
she'll run it when?
That's
Monday?
That's going to be huge.
Or what's today?
It'll be huge for first-time home buyers.
Right, that's what I'm saying for people. For
That's
buying-
part of the problem here. Is there's just no.
Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I got my headset on now.
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
I mean, they're not huge loans and stuff, they're pretty good loans.
Yeah, but that's right. Honestly, we just do first-time home buyers. That's great. Yeah, the borrowers are cooperative. It helps the rest of the market. It's easy business to do. They're excited. I mean, I think Frank and Stephanie probably agree too. Your first-time home buyers are great to work with because they're just so eager. They're excited.
You can do a lot of
Whereas your second and third and fourth-time home buyers, they want to apply whatever went on in the last 4 transactions to this transaction, and they all think it's going to go the same.
I totally see that.
You know?
limited, like in
As
other
long as
words,
they got the credit.
Right.
I'll get referrals. I'm going to say I probably get about maybe 5 direct referrals a year, maybe, just from doing that. We got a real constant listing.
We got to talk about Yelp.
Broker in Texas.
Well, I know you came here to see me. On the air,
Let's talk about it off here first, but I wouldn't mind talking about it on here. I mean, those guys.
It is good like that. You will get it.
So we had an employee who fired.
I'll talk to you more.
Create a fake account, write a bad review, then we got it removed. Then we come to find out we have 12 positive reviews from actual clients. Yelp refuses to post.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, we got real estate in the house, but we're going to go to the phones, okay? And whatever you want to talk about, you can talk about. And then I have some very special guests from New York visiting. Oh, not from New York, from Florida. They're elderly people. I'm going to introduce it to you later. John, what's going on with you? Hi, John.
Yes,
What's happening?
Mine bought some flooring from Empire Flooring.
Yes.
Was supposed to be the 50% off sale.
We get so many complaints about Empire. Oh, my goodness gracious. I mean, so anyway, what happened? You saw that commercial, had him come out to your house, right?
Yes,
And then what happened?
Well, when the salesman got here, he started showing me materials and stuff, and I kept asking him, is this on the 50% off sale?
Yeah.
He wouldn't give me an answer. He'd just go and, well, how do you like this one? How do you like this one?
Well, you didn't sign anything, did you?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you didn't get your 50% off, why did you do it?
The salesman told me that would be the 50% off would be taken off at the store.
Oh, so they told you it was covered.
Well, hold on, but the contract doesn't say that.
No, it doesn't.
The contract says how much it is, and you just trusted that they were going to take 50% off?
Yeah, I'm 78 years old and a lot more gullible than I thought.
When is this scheduled to go in?
They've already put the floor in and everything.
Wait a minute, this was back in October of last year?
Yes.
Why are you calling me now?
Because they turned it over to a bank.
Oh, why? Did you refuse to pay?
I refused to pay the additional. I put $4,000 down.
Yes.
And the contract was for $9,000 something, and he said that the remainder would be taken off at the store. Well, now I'm getting letters from collection agencies and everything that I owe Synchrony Bank $3,000. Well, actually, it's.
Do you have any way to prove what you're saying?
Well, the salesman's.
By the way, I believe you. I'm just asking if you can prove it, because what if the guy simply denies it? He says, no, I mean, the contract's plain and simple. He agreed to it, and that's it.
That's, yeah, that could happen, I guess, because, and they're ruining my credit.
Do you care about your credit right now?
Well, it was 805 when I applied for this.
805. What is it now?
720.
I'm surprised you have 720 with this collectible. But listen, I really hate when salespeople mislead people, and I get really, really obstinate to a point where I'd say, screw them, don't pay them a dime more, and then tell them to come after you. What are they going to do? First of all, you own your home outright?
No, it's in fact that's why we did the floors. We just refinanced the home.
How much equity do you have?
Well, let's see, probably about 100,000.
Now, how much? What homestead exemption does he get where they can't come after him? How much do they get? Do you know what the homestead exemption is? Is it 60 for a married couple or more?
I think it's 75 now.
Can we ask Wink and Wink? Listen, John, how serious are you about fighting this?
Very, very serious.
Because I mean, we could figure out a way. We could figure out a way, but I'm not sure you'd like it. I mean, I mean.
And I have received this from Empire on the 25th of October, and it has a contract number and a purchase order number.
I see it.
And it says flooring order, cash deposit.
Yeah, no, I know. It all comes down to, did he say you'd get 50% off or not?
If he's over 60, it's 105. It's 75 for everybody else.
Now, what about a married couple? Does it go up?
105, if you're over 60.
But you know, this is killing me. It's and it's all because of being gullible.
Can you call Wink and Wink? I just have to ask him a question. Hold on a second, John. I want to ask a question about using. I'm not asking that you do this. Maybe threaten it. I'm wondering, can bankruptcy be used as a weapon? I'm serious. As a weapon. What I mean by that is by saying, hey, you clowns, my client's going to bankrupt on this, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're a lying, cheating fool. And if he doesn't have anything to lose.
I like it.
But, you know, so many people, they cherish their credit. They won't do it. And I would never advise that you do it just to be mean or to cheat. But I'm saying, what if somebody cheated you? And you can't prove it, but you let them talk you into something. Wouldn't you do that? I would. If somebody really cheated me, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue on the phone. 303-713-TALK. Tracy, what's going on? Keep the calls coming. We'll get through. If you have any questions about our business seminar tonight, call us as well. Our business seminar for running a business, basically. We contend that a lot of people make the same mistakes over and over and over. We want to tackle it. Now, it's going to be down and dirty. It's going to be good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go to Mike Wayne. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you there, Tracy?
Yes, I am.
You
Hi,
hold
Tom.
on, Tracy,
Thanks for
because
taking my call.
I just got my attorney on, and I know you held yesterday, so I want you to know you're next. I'm not going to let you wait again. Mike Wink from Wink and Wink. They are bankruptcy attorneys. They do Chapter 13s. They do Chapter 7. They also do some debt settlement. Mike, I have to ask you a question. This might not be something you're comfortable saying, but I hear sometimes senior citizens that have been ripped off. And I believe them. I believe someone lied to them. I believe someone hoodwinked them. It could be whether it's carpeting or let's just say a walk-in bathtub or something where I think someone's been ripped off. And let's say they want to bankrupt on that one bill. You can't do that, can you?
No, it's an all or nothing proposition with bankruptcy. You could continue to pay your mortgage and things, but pretty much all of your debt is going in.
You have to do that. You can't. Yes. Okay, so what if you paid everything off except that?
Then you could do that. I mean, then you're basically isolating that one debt, and then you could file bankruptcy to deal with it.
Couldn't they say some of those were preferential, though?
Yeah, but there's only a 90-day wait period for arm's-length creditors.
So he could pay off all his bills except that one, wait 90 days, and then just tell them to go screw themselves, basically, or force them into a settlement. Is it illegal to threaten a bankruptcy to try to force a settlement?
Absolutely not.
Is that what you do sometimes when you do your debt settlement talks?
Almost all the time, yeah. I mean, it's a powerful...
I love Mike. He just comes right out. It's a power. Yeah. You say, look, these people are willing to settle, or you get nothing.
Maybe he should contact him and see what he can
I know,
work
but
out.
John may not be that serious. I don't want to put John on the spot. He sounds like a nice old guy. He was so proud of his credit. And we were just wondering about what I called, revenge bankruptcy. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Have you, by the way, represented people at Wink and Wink? Have you ever represented people who have been ripped off, and that's the reason they're going bankrupt?
Absolutely. Because the cost of litigation on those kinds of issues can be so high.
And sometimes you can't prove your case, Mike.
That's right, and it can be super practical and cost-effective to just deal with that debt in bankruptcy.
Just say, screw you, I didn't sign that contract, you forged my name, or I didn't agree to this, and then just bankrupt out of it. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm serious about it. Thank you, Mike. Winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. John has a question about selling a house, but John, hold on. I want to take Tracy. I promised Tracy I'd go right to her. Tracy, go ahead. What's happening, Tracy?
Hi.
Yes.
I've heard you talk about in the past. This is the first time I've had a claim on a home.
Yes.
And my roof is destroyed, and I've had 3 estimates, and I just wanted to do it so whatever you had recommended as far as signing a contract and when do you pay and how much do you pay
Sure.
and
Sure.
not doing
now, Tracy,
down
did you find someone yet?
I have 3 people, and 2 of which are from your referral list.
Who are the ones from the referral?
Let's see. I had A+ out here, XL. Oh, and 3 of them Spike. Somebody.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. Pick one. I personally represent Excel. That doesn't mean that the other guys are going to rip you off. I've been with Jay for years as a personal spokesperson. They're all in the referral list. They're all good companies. And here's what I'm going to say: you have to go with who you feel comfortable with. They're all good. Now, Jay he doesn't want a dime, and he won't put up a cancellation in it. I don't know how the others work on that. I don't think they do that. I think Jay's the only one that does no money down, 0 down, and you can walk away. In other words, if you're not happy and walked away, he doesn't even come after you for a penalty, which is very weird. And good, by the way. So Tracy,
so you just pay at the end, then?
Now with Excel,
don't pay a cent until
you're content. That's with Excel. Now listen, I'm not telling you that people who want money up front are liars or cheaters. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a risk. However, the companies you chose, not much of a risk. Okay? And here's the other deal. I would never pay half up front. I would never pay 3/4 up front. What I would pay is a deposit when materials are delivered. I would pay as work begins and as work progresses. Now, obviously, I would rather you pay when it's done, but I can't, just because Jay can do that, and he has the financial stability and he has the confidence. That doesn't mean that all roofers must do that. However, it would be the safest thing, let's face it. But it doesn't mean you're going to get cheated if you put money down. And if you do put money down, try to do it with a credit card.
Right.
Hey, and Tracy, one other thing. After they start on the roof, okay, so after the contract signed, you call up Freddie, and I don't care what roofer you went with.
That's right.
They missed stuff.
Now,
you're going to get a bigger check.
Now, we say that every single time. If you get a settlement from your insurance company, there is absolutely no downside to calling Freddie, the public adjuster on our referral list. Not one downside to doing that and getting more money. It's almost guaranteed.
The average is double. Do you realize that? No matter what.
It's awesome. And we're talking roofers that we've known forever. Double. It's because a lot of it isn't roof related.
Yeah.
The roofers are looking mostly at the roof, you know?
Right. Yeah, so y'all, they're responsible as well. It's our discretion on what we decide to put up and we don't put up.
Now, but why did they decide? Now, I know on my account, they decided not to.
I don't know what it is.
They said it was paid through your personal. What was your criticism?
We had a former employee who contract terminated.
What did he put up about it?
He created a false account.
How did you find that out?
We saw the post
But
come
how
up.
did you know it was him?
The timing, it was a brand new Yelp account. There were things that were involved in his termination that he talked about. Yelp pulled that down, but then in that process we found out that we have 12 positive reviews from actual clients.
Who was that attorney
They're responsible for our discretion what we allow on Yelp and not. We didn't allow.
Can you email me her number?
They think they were 50 honors.
I don't know. That's what we got. So like, look at for Brent. We can show you if we know there was a clearance. We'll give you the closing documents. We'll show you they were legitimate clients. Like,
never seen that.
it's the biggest racket ever. It's unbelievable. The thing that's so frustrating is they'll just let anybody say whatever they want without any validity, any.
I made a little YouTube video making a joke about how
You just go and say whatever you want. Make an account. Say it. You're done. Like what? Like wait a minute. So this, I go, don't you? So we explained why we thought it was this person and everything else, and I said, look, don't you think it's odd that they just created this account? That's the only thing they've ever posted on Yelp ever.
For brokers, I was with them for 6 years, and I knew where we next.
I'll get you.
I've been over there.
So
she specializes in exactly that.
Yeah.
Does she? Oh yeah, it's worked. Well, the crazy thing is,
They'll track down exactly who did it, and they will send them a letter that.
So we have a social media policy that our employees all sign, and it says, if we find you to be doing this, it's $5,000 in incidents.
I don't know how enforceable it is, but I can tell you this lady will at least get whatever's up there removed.
Yeah, it's crazy. What kills me is that they just, there's no verification process on behalf of Yelp to verify, is this really legitimate or not, right? It's just, oh, well, this person said that, so we're going to go ahead and post that.
So it's good that just take a look or it's a good fit. Hey, keep believing God, I can tell that. See, you guys are putting God's hands, that leads to the right way.
The Rockies are doing good this year, huh, Brent?
They have the best record in baseball. It's amazing.
You throwing that pitch out there?
Yeah.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Are they going to win the game?
I think they'll beat Cleveland. Cleveland got drummed by, they just play. They just got swept in the last year.
Yeah, not them while they're down, if they're basketball down.
Yeah, did they lose to Golden State on Sunday night?
Yeah, I thought it was
Golden State's 2-0.
It was
And I would like it.
Well,
yeah, when I was with
there might have been another game
I was a lot younger than this. Every time I worked with the rematch, they go similar to such a professional company.
Ratings should tell you. No, 2-0. So the next game is tomorrow night at 7.
at Cleveland.
Yeah. So no one's got MLB.
Yeah. Because in hockey it's 2-2, right? That's for the national.
Yeah, over.
Was it another rehab person?
I'm not going to talk about it.
No, they drum. Sorry, my bad. The Indians ripped the Royals 8-0 on Sunday. And they lost the day before 12-5. So they lost. They only won 1 out of 3 against Kansas City. So they lost that series.
Yeah, they just bought us out. The bigger company. Which company?
And I don't know. Maybe 1 to 5, no idea.
Yeah. Just asking lots of questions. But you see
It was about a half-hour drive out there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Their history and.
More like 20 minutes, 25.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Hey! We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. We're going to probably do our seminar live tonight. I don't want to discourage people from coming because we're going to have a lot of people. And really, you won't get as much out of it. We're going to sit down with you one-on-one if you have questions about your business. We want to help you succeed. There's absolutely no obligation here. None whatsoever. Okay. We have Brent Ivinson from Ideal Home Loans here. We also have Approval Reverse on our referral list, which are for reverse loans. Reverse loans never take the place of a regular loan. Reverse loans should be done for retirement planning only. And they're only for certain people who don't mind using their equity. They can get a lump sum, they can get monthly payments, or they can get a line of credit. And Joan Sullivan is truly the only one I trust, her team. It's either Joan or her team, any one of them, to give you the lowdown and the information necessary to write a reverse loan and whether or not it's good for you. 303-771-3528, approvalreverse.com. We tried one time to bring on another reverse lender. Do you remember that? What a freaking nightmare. I don't want to mention any names. I mean, they weren't liars or cheaters. They're nice people, but my God, it's just amazing to me.
Remember, they didn't even get their phone number right.
It was so amazing to me.
I know.
You know, that's what this small business seminar is about. You can be so good at what you do and fail miserably for not having the proper processes. You know? And so, by the way, I have my sisters visiting from Florida, and they're in the control room, which is on camera from time to time, but sometime in the next hour, I want to have them come in here and sit.
You know, they told me what a hippie you were.
At one time.
Yeah. I mean, I knew you had the long
peace and
hair
love
in the picture, but my God, you were all about the peace and love.
That's right. What's wrong? My God, you talk about peace and love as if it's a bad thing.
Okay, that didn't come out great.
I mean, peace and love, yes, of course. I'm still about peace and love. I hope. I mean, that's what
I can't believe you about all this peace and love over there.
We believe in helping people. That's what we do, right? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I hate ripoffs. You know, that's what we do here. And if anyone doubts that, just go to our podcast or go to our archives and look at some of the videos. Drew, oh, wait. John, I want to take John, sorry. John, go ahead.
Oh, hi, Tom. Thanks for taking the call.
Yes, John.
I'm going to see if I can give you the Cliff Notes version here. I have a house on the market. It's my ex and I selling the property, and time is kind of the essence here, as I have to...
Are you going through a divorce?
Well, that's already complete. That's been finalized for over a year now.
Okay.
But we're selling the house, and I'm paying mortgage on it and paying rent at my new place and paying her monthly. So time is kind of the essence here. So long story short, it is currently on the market. However... I know it's a hot market right now. This particular house in Old Town Arvada, a lot of houses have been updated and renovated, and they look fantastic. This has got a lot of space. Houses that are about half the size are going for, $420. And I have this thing listed, which is not renovated. It's kind of old. The basement is torn up. It's not finished, but it is larger. It has quite a bit more space.
How many square feet do you have?
It's about 3,200 total.
Now, without the basement, how many do you have?
It's 16 and change.
16. Is it 6? Then it's just one floor.
It is. Well, it's one floor and a full basement.
I understand that. 1,600 On the main floor?
Correct.
The main and only floor. Okay.
Right.
And then what condition is the foundation?
I think the foundation is pretty solid. However, there's some sloping of the yard that causes the basement to take on some water when it's really heavy.
Okay. When was the house built?
1957.
57. What are you asking for this home?
I have it listed at $395.
$395. And are you getting any action?
I've had 2 offers, one of which was a cash buyer. She came in at about $350, and obviously she wanted to flip it. And then I had another that was, I think, the same kind of thing. Cash buyer wanted to renovate and flip, but he agreed we settled at $389, and he kind of pulled out last minute.
Why?
And said that,
Why?
After running the numbers, it didn't make sense, all the renovations he wanted to do.
I want to ask you something without exaggerating. How much would it take to make that a really beautiful home?
Well, see, that's...
And if you don't know the money, tell me. Tell me when I walk in, what are the floors like? Do we need carpeting and floors?
It's all hardwood throughout the ground
Okay,
level.
to refinish all the hardwoods. Okay, so let's refinish the hardwoods. Okay, so now we have how much a foot is that to refinish hardwoods, guys? About $8. About $8. I'm thinking 12.8. So about, let's say, 14,000 for the floors to make them perfect. Oh, you have any tile or vinyl?
Do not.
Okay, so tell me about the drywall.
I wish I had more.
The insulation. Tell me about the insulation. Energy efficient?
It is, yeah. I mean, I lived in the house for about 6 months.
Windows. Tell me about windows.
They're older, probably not insulated. I mean, the house...
Are they the original windows?
I do not believe so, no, but they were...
How many windows do you have?
Total?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Are they wood? Are they aluminum? I'm trying to shake you up here and get some creativity going. How many windows?
Let's say ballpark, I've got 13 windows.
Okay. So, let's say, okay. So for windows, I'm going to say about 7,500. Okay? Plus floors. Tell me what else is going on there. Tell me what else. Paint job, okay? What about the whole paint job? Let's add an...
I guess I should get to my question.
Yeah, I know. I want you to, but I'm going to help you with things you're not even asking. Go ahead. What's your question?
Well, my question is, do you think it's better for me to put a small amount of money into it to try and get the price up higher?
No.
Or should I just drop the price?
No. You don't put more money into it because you're never going to please people that buy that level of home. They buy that level of home in order to fix it. And you take away their palate. Don't take away their palette. Hand them a palette, but you need someone who can lay it out for them in pricing. You see, that's what I like doing. I like saying, so you got 14 grand, you add to that 7,500 for windows, you add to that miscellaneous paint job, and let's just say and even upgraded appliances, let's go to 30,000. We're at 21.5. Let's go to 30 grand, and you make that a freaking palace. 30 grand. But you got to show people what you can do. I would lay out samples. I would tell them I had this price, but I don't feel like doing it. You guys could come in here, and this whole house could be this for 30. Now you start going backwards from 420 or 450. Then when you take away 30 from that, people now have something they can touch and feel, and they're thinking 395 is not that bad. But when you sell a pig in a poke and you have people with no imaginations and no practicality, they don't look at it like that. And then, of course, the flippers, they know that. The flippers know it's only going to take 30 or 40. That's why they're in at the 370, 350. They want to be into it for 390. They want to sell it, and they want to make a quick 60 grand on it.
Yeah, I get that. So
if I were you, I'd either go all in, fix it, and sell it. I mean, really fix it. But don't just spruce up. Sprucing up, unless it's minor, you don't do it half-ass. You either do it or you do minor stuff, but don't do in between ever.
Okay, well, I guess that really answers my question, because it would take a major shakeup, a major renovation to make this a beautiful home, a palace, as you say. And I guess
even at 50 grand, even at 50 grand, if you say smaller homes, that's what you say. Or Frank, what would a beautiful 1,600-foot old Arvada home go for?
Depending on the area, I mean, it can go in the 4s, Tom. It can go in the high 3s, low 4s.
But you're saying 420 is about it.
Maybe so. I mean,
what you're saying? Maybe so less, maybe so
right
more.
in that area. 400s.
You feel better at 410?
Yeah, 410, 420,
okay.
whatever.
If we say 410, perfect, right? And you want to be extra careful, okay? Extra careful. And you subtract 40 grand. My God, you could have, 370. Would you take 370? What will you take for that house?
I would prefer more of the 380 being the
I don't
bottom.
think you're out of range at all. I don't think what you need to do is call Frank Duran, the real estate man. You really do. This guy can market it for you. Why are you trying to? Are you doing it on your own?
I am. Yeah.
Well, you ought to sign up, Frank. I'm not kidding. You ought to get him to list that home and report to us step by step.
And you'll end up saving money.
And you'll spend. I'll bet you. I just have a feeling you'll get more than you want.
Is brought to you by Revive Water Saving Fertilizer and Soil.
There's a few slow spots that remain on the highway drive. Half the people says it needs too much work, you did it and they ran. The other half did it.
You know what I like? When you tell people this is what it costs, then it takes the fear away.
Right.
You know, I know you can, for 30 grand, he could put new floors, new windows, new paint. Do you realize what that would do alone? All new floors, new paint, and new windows. New appliances at that price for 30 grand.
For 30 grand, right?
Probably new countertops.
Pardon me, with the Empire floor problem, I was confused on how you left that. Are we done with him?
He's good, man. How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're good.
But we're going to call them.
We got a deal going with you
Just
right now.
to see what we can do for them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Remember, though, it's already in collection. It's over to a whole different.
He doesn't even know the salesman's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're pre-approved them, ready to go.
That's the thing. That's the
only
way we can help them out is get good for this. We close it really and give you guys speed.
Tell him there's not much we can do. If he wants to talk to Wake Up about the bankruptcy thing,
it's,
threatening, that's one option.
People get to make the settlement. And I get it. It's frustrating. Are you seeing any, where are you starting to see soft?
They sent me this here.
600 enough? Okay.
We did sell one.
Okay, this is one of the things they sent out.
Underappraised, got the buyer to cover a good portion of that.
Yeah.
It worked out, but that was
Previous balance,
we got it.
910.
Yeah, no,
Payments
that's the thing.
received, 4,000.
Yeah, we're starting to see
balance.
stuff.
They're saying they
We're starting
received
to see
this.
stuff that's higher
No,
priced.
no,
At some point, we're gonna go so far, and
I don't know, okay.
exact make over 100,000 years.
I don't know where
They're showing two
he
pages.
never
They got
sent, he never sent.
They got to
it.
reveal that construction defect monster.
That's what he gave me.
Just got to get some first time home buyer product.
Why is it saying that?
We have a
He
gal
told me
in
no,
our
he did
office
it.
who finds
Okay.
she does really well.
They're saying he did this. This
She
is
is
what
buying
was
a
supposed to happen.
1,200 square foot
Yeah.
And they,
flat for all
but it says zero on the
Two bedroom
bottom.
down off of tennis.
This is what they said.
And it's
To him because they gave him
$465.
$1,400.
And I look at it and I just, and we've tried to tell
You
them, like,
agree,
listen, Tyler,
$1,400 off?
you,
Right.
In the beginning.
you're going to have to love this place because if the market goes sideways,
After
you could get creamed.
After he complained he was supposed to get 50% off.
Yeah, it's a town.
They said, okay, we'll do this, we signed.
I was like, so, just be aware that this may not go the way you want it to when it comes time to sell it. So you might have to ride it out a little bit. And it's, she wants to be in that area. She wants to be kind of in that Sloan's Lake, Hilltop.
If you do get a negative thing, what would it be? A negative review?
Well, this one was
this when it doesn't appraise or something.
we couldn't qualify. And then the problem for us is we can't come out and go, hey, your credit was bad, or you didn't pay this, or this happened, or you lost your job. Like we're held to confidentiality, so there's not a whole lot we can really respond to.
Empire floor call had a good point. I told him what you said. He says, so my invoices that say that I have a zero balance with them don't mean anything.
That's the one that I showed you there.
There's one invoice.
Well, he might not owe Empire anything. He owes Symphony Bank the money.
It says zero, but they're actually saying, I mean, they really are saying that he has a zero balance here. I don't even understand that.
Yeah, that's,
Why are they saying that?
I think it's a screw up on their part, but would that work?
Can you call them and use it against them? Sure. Okay, so let's do that.
Okay.
So we'll tell them.
It says right here, flooring order Symphony. See, in other words, the bank paid it. So he turned around and paid. He signed something with the bank at this point.
The bank.
Okay.
He signed something. He didn't show me that.
Why didn't I see that? Flooring order Symphony.
You got to fix the other eye.
Yeah. Where's go, bro?
Okay, and that's who's got the credit, so He
But I don't think they're resolved at all.
He would have had a son, he paid
Yeah,
him
you're right.
4,000 cash.
Synchrony accommodation.
Yeah, we're
Synchrony is actually
we're running.
they're a bank.
We've got spots with them that we're running.
Or a
We're
financing.
dealing with the Rockies, we're running stuff throughout the Rockies.
That's the whole problem. Empire can't Tell him even, that it's
his contract
it
is
is
with the
zero.
bank.
Tell him it is zero with
myself
Empire.
recently that
But
we
he owes
running.
Synchrony.
Listen,
Throughout rotation.
he took him 4,000
You
off
think
the
I interrupt him on the air?
Yeah, I do, actually. I just know I'm gonna go in there and just have another question.
The guy, the mayor said, cancel your trip.
I know, I heard that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They say Trump should shut the hell up.
I think he should clean more.
So yeah, no.
Can we accommodate another mic in here?
I like it's so.
I like his idea, his grabbing a comedian's head. Can we get another mic in there?
Besides the best comments. Yeah, jobber guy calls every year.
Trump broke. How did he break that?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right. What secrets can family tell about you, Mark, if you had your sisters visiting? What secrets could they
I have no sisters.
Oh.
I got rid of them a long time ago.
Tom, I've got all the secrets.
Yep, there's one you don't have about me potty training, which is going to remain a secret.
I bet we can drag it out of somebody.
There was a very special ritual that we will not talk about.
I can't imagine.
No, you won't imagine. Sorry, but 303-713-8255.
How old were you, like 9?
I just heard the potty training trick.
They
Oh
spilled
my
it already?
gosh.
Well, be quiet on that, right? John, maybe if people could guess, it would definitely be worth
a lunch,
dinner.
Oh, wow.
It would be worth a gift certificate to dinner if someone could guess it. But no one would ever guess it. Anyway, John, you know, we did look at your contract, and it does say you made 2 payments, one of $4,000 and one of $3,900, and that your balance is zero with Empire. And I do believe you have a zero balance with Empire. But then, as Mark aptly pointed out, the $3,900 payment that was done by the bank, it says, in your name. So, therefore, those are the guys coming after you. They are not a party to this deal whatsoever. They are simply a financing company. So your argument with Empire has nothing to do with them. These guys are just saying, look, you know, we financed the damn thing, and you better pay us. Now, did you ever sign any paperwork with this bank?
No, not with the bank.
Now, see, this is what I find odd. If they made a payment on your behalf and they want you to pay, without financing, it's not, because they have to do a number of things. They have to give you an APR. Brent, when somebody enters into an installment agreement, don't they have certain disclosures they must do?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll get a what's similar to a truth in lending statement.
Right.
It'll show you what your payments are over
and
time.
wouldn't even have a right to rescind, or that's only if his house is security.
No, you know, I think in certain instruments do have a 3-day right to
only if the house is a security instrument, right?
Yeah. And a lot of them will cross-collateralize the house as well. So oftentimes a lot of those rules do apply.
John, if you didn't sign any financing paperwork, ask the collection company for documentation showing that you owe this.
Okay, and also on this invoice that I have, it says flooring order Synchrony, COD, and Synchrony is the bank, the one that's suing
Well,
me.
yeah, but if they're the bank, then where is the financing paperwork?
That's a good question.
Well, you listen, you can stay in touch with us. Stay in touch with Deputy Dan. I know you've been in touch with him. Make them produce the paperwork. And that voice you heard was Brent Ivinson from Ideal Home Loans, because they do lending. They know what's required. And then we have Frank Duran, the real estate man, with us, and Stephanie Thomas, also in real estate in the Springs area. So what is the biggest barrier to selling? I would say it's not condition of a home, because people are willing to fix up. Frank, Stephanie, it all comes down to price. That's it.
Pricing in that sweet spot and then marketing like crazy.
So they're doing just the opposite of what they should do if they don't sell. They're pricing too high, thinking it's a hot market, I'll get it. No, you'll get it, but if you price it there, it's not going to get the multiple inquiries. What gets multiple inquiries are reasonable prices.
Absolutely.
And there is no law that says you can't raise the price once you get multiple offers. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if you list a home for like $250 and somebody comes in with a full price offer and no one else is bidding, don't you have to sell it to them for that full price?
You do not, Tom. It's basically a solicitation to see what the market will offer, but the seller is not obligated
I always thought if someone came in with a full price offer, you were obligated to sell, but you're probably not.
Absolutely not.
You don't have a contract.
Yeah.
But what if somebody came in at $250? There's no one else now, just one person, and you say to them, now I change my mind, I want $260. They couldn't press the issue on that at all.
Well, you could get into muddy waters if it becomes something like a racial issue or something like that, sure.
I have a feeling, if I was an agent representing someone, and I listed a home for $250, and they got a full price offer, that I could sue that homeowner for the broker's fee.
Why? Oh, for the broker's fee.
Because I brought a buyer at full price, and they didn't take it. I'm serious. Now, that doesn't mean if there's multiple offers, but I'm saying if you list a home, if I work my ass off and list a home for you, let's say $300, and I bring a buyer to you for $300 full price, and you say no, I would want my commission.
Right.
On both, even whether I listed the home or I was a buying agent.
Maybe.
If I was I'll bet you, if I'm a buying agent, I bring you a full price offer and you don't take it.
Maybe a cash offer.
No, I mean, I want to know why you would turn it down. Now, I'm not talking about multiple. I'm talking about if there's only one. I know that technically well, let's talk about it.
You're unique, so why is your mattress one size fits all? Because a custom mattress
would be a real problem if somebody brings
Well, I think so too.
If it was a cash offer, no contingency, full price. There's no one else, because obviously there are a million ways to get out. But if somebody said no contingencies, full price, close whenever, and somebody says no because they changed their mind. If I was that listing broker or buying broker, I would.
Well, the listing side could actually say they earn their commission at that point.
Yeah.
The listing side, yeah. I don't know about the buyer side, but listing for sure. Yeah, right. But you could get into discrimination, so that's why it gets muddy if you're not careful and stuff like that. But the truth is, they don't have to accept it. But you don't. I never run into that. If they get a good offer, they take it. They don't. You know. The only time you run into that, they decide to take it off the market, decide not to sell after all.
I've seen that before.
I never have either, you know.
I've never had someone raise the price.
No, I never have either. Never have either.
Even if they say, hey, I got this in a day, I think I could get 20,000 more.
In a market like, well, yeah,
and you asked for 20.
But that's what I'm saying is that
but in a market like this, Dan, in a market like this, you don't run into that because you got 12 offers, 15 offers.
Okay.
You know, but let's say it was an average market like it was before the craziness of 2008. Damn it, you might get one or two offers, maybe just one offer.
Say one offer, I got it in a day, and the guy says, "What? I listed it way too low."
Yeah.
I could see someone doing that.
Yeah, I could too, but I think if you educate your sellers the right way, they won't question that as much.
See, that's it.
It's just educate them up front. Yeah.
Mark, we're pushing 60.
60 or 90.
Over 60, or where are we at?
No, we're just under 60. But I'm still getting people have called me back.
How many people are
they big eaters?
We'll have at least another 20 that aren't.
Yeah, exactly. So when Kat already called, and I said, I have about 10 more to call, but there's 30 that, with their numbers off to the side that haven't called me.
I'm guessing we're 80 to 100.
Now,
because we're going to have people show that you don't get in touch with.
Exactly. So people have said, there's only been a couple that said they cannot make it, like one broke his ankle.
Did you tell them, you liar, you owe it?
And then they said, but I just heard on the radio somebody said you should stream it live. Are they going to do that?
No, I don't think we are going to stream it live.
Okay. Then, but everybody wants to know when the next one's going to be.
No, we're not. I know. I could have killed him when he said that.
What?
Stream it live. We're not going to.
I was just thinking about that.
First of all, I don't even know.
If they got their
no, I was thinking about. I almost brought my 360 camera.
You could do.
They were behind my purse. I went down there because I was like, oh, she's probably slamming on the phone. No, I just finished up the phone call. Where should I put? Are you going to have another seminar like sometime soon?
No, not sometime.
Every 3 months. No.
We're going to have how to agitate the shit out of people in the studio. And Dan will put it up.
Where's
How to instigate trouble when there's no trouble by Dan.
Troublemaker.
Deputy
Dan,
Dan.
the troublemaker, not the troubleshooter. Mark.
We'll put Dan out on the street
Mark.
with perfectly happy people.
And make them
And see how long it takes to get them outraged.
Your wife has a question.
Yes.
What should I put sister to?
Next to Dan.
Well, Dan's split with Brett.
It's been years since you filed your taxes.
We can split right here.
Out of control because you've just been slapped with an audit. Let's
I don't think I.
Daphne, you telling him just one piece of pizza?
I told him half of a piece of pizza. Hey, Jack, do you want to go get sisters? And I would just have them roll one chair in, not that big one. We've got an extra one here.
I can vouch for their professionalism.
Isn't that a big man?
They don't judge. They just deal with it.
Oh, I can't split here.
So I'll call John after the show for Dan. If you want to tell him that, or she's on the line.
I trust Ron and Jack and their team of experts. You can too.
I can only split this headphone. I can't split these because they're soldered. This piece here is soldered, so I can't take this out and split.
Do you have an extra splitter? I got a bigger one.
They're not soldered. I never heard of. Oh, this is an end. I never heard of that.
Yeah.
They're glued or something.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Okay. Dan, can you deal with video without headphones?
No, because I got to listen to the.
Okay. You know what I'll do? I'll keep one with me.
Do you have a
She can
splitter?
chat from my. Well, Tom wants to chit chat at you guys.
Or at least have you come in. Look,
are they? Okay, there you go.
If you're here to tell Durham, we'll give up our headsets.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Oh,
Yeah, soldered.
When she said soldered, I can't believe it's soldered, but I believe her because I can't get it off.
No, I'll get it.
Look at you.
Oh.
How the hell
Oh,
did you
good.
do that?
I got that.
Oh, he's got all kinds of.
There's a set. We will set.
And then we can share this
One
mic. We can
sits
share
here,
one mic. Yeah,
and
just
then
sit
another
down.
sits here.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Stephanie, you're gonna hit the on button for the ladies, okay? There we go. It's all good.
Okay, do we need this chair?
Yeah, they need this.
Right here. Very fun.
Oh, yeah, aren't they?
Is it afternoon game or night game?
Night game, 6:40.
Do you want me to put something in the back?
That's exciting.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be cool. It's
There we
you know.
go. All right, there
Go
we
around
go.
and shake everybody.
Yeah, we get to go down to it. It's just Brady and I are going. My family and my wife and my kids.
Crazy.
But my son and I are going to go down on the field, and so I'm trying to coordinate it so that I can throw a pitch and then have him throw one after me to the catcher kind of on the side.
I want to see this throw so
Drew
bad.
Goodman's trying to help me
You
out.
could give him the ball to throw to you.
Yeah, that'd be cool. No, that'd be a good idea too. That's not a bad thought, but.
And that way it's,
We paced it off at 7-year-old baseball on Saturdays. One of the guys on the team caught and he played Division I ball.
You're supposed to raise up,
Pumped it
you
right
know.
out.
how old is son?
7.
Carol, you're secret.
No, probably, yeah, I don't think they'd let him do it. And I don't think.
Hey, ladies, look out there.
That one's broken. It's probably gonna be about 50 feet, so I got to throw it pretty hard to get it there. And he's in coach pitch, so he couldn't. You're right. And then you get all mad.
The catcher was an
No, he does or not. I can't remember. I don't know. No, so
He did know.
Let's see, that's broken. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is there a piece of off down below? Like, can I make a couple throws before we drop it?
Originally, you were.
You know, those brothers never called Jay back from yesterday. Isn't that weird? The two brothers? We have to. Yeah, but they're not answering.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. All you have to do is call us. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems. Now, our small business seminar. You can still sign up. We got a bunch of people coming. It's a down and dirty boot camp. We'll be talking personal information. You can, like, I mean, person to person. It's not going to be a lot of speeches and lectures. We're going to do some talks, quick presentations, very quick, because we want your questions. But we pick the areas businesses fail at most, and we're concentrating on those. And I'm telling you, it's just great. It's all free with no obligation. Go to referralist.com. Along the top menu item, go to the top right. You know, the regular menu item, we snuck it in there, like we're about us and all that. Go over to the right, it says sign up. Then sign up, and then just come, and that's it. In addition to that, we have a special show today with real estate. We got Brent Ivinson from Ideal Home Loans. We have Frank Duran, the real estate man. And we have, he's Denver metro area. How far north do you go, Frank?
About Longmont.
Longmont?
Yeah.
And then we have Stephanie Thomas, who works at the Springs. How far north do you go, Steph?
I won't go past probably Castle Rock.
Yeah. All right. So, is the area hot between Castle Rock and the Springs? That area? What is that monument?
Monument.
Area? Is that hot?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can
still good commute.
You can use that. Just pull the mic wherever you need it. We're going to share that mic so we can get more people in. We have Common Woman today. You know what I talk about, common people, right? Well, what we do is we have a thing on the show where we pluck people from the audience, from all over.
They're probably the only common people that have seen your bare bottom.
And then we have what we call them common men and common women. We joke about plucking them from the great unwashed.
I know secrets about you, Tom.
From the great unwashed, and they come in and bask in radio glory. So
they've been basking a while.
They gave my secret away about potty training, but no one else knows it. So we're not going to talk yet about it.
I know it.
Yeah, you do, Suzanne, but you won't say anything. Did you find it strange when you heard about it?
It's just funny. It's just really funny.
Does it have to do with linguini?
No. No, it was just a potty training ritual. If somebody guesses it, I'm truly going to treat them to dinner. Really. I'm going to treat, and I'll have dinner with them, if they want me to. I'll treat them to dinner.
Anybody will guess this.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Way beyond.
So anyway, they are my elderly sisters, and they're.
I was promised some photos, by the way, when they get back.
Photos
of you.
I have. Let's go to the phones. If you've been waiting, I'm going to take you first. By the way, and even though it's real estate, we got a lot of people. You can talk about anything you want. Okay, at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Dennis just happens to have a real estate question. Go ahead, Dennis.
Hi, guys.
Hey, what's happening?
Here's where I'm at. My son goes to the University of Wyoming, and stayed in the dorm first year, but of course I'm going to be covering his living expenses for the next few years. So I want to buy a single-family rental near the campus.
Now, you want to buy it for him to live in?
Yeah, but I'm going to get a 3-bedroom, so he already has a couple of buddies that are willing to rent from me.
So you're going to use it to rent to students?
Correct.
Are you going to keep it after he leaves?
I think I'm going to try to keep it for about 10 years. I'll depreciate it over that time.
Okay.
I've got the cash to buy it straight out, but I really don't have any interest.
What price range?
$250.
Okay. And what's your question about?
Well, so I was curious if I should, after closing, turn it into an LLC, just to limit any liabilities that I might have.
Well, I would just do that anyway. I would just do that anyway. Just an LLC is a good idea, in my opinion, for any kind of business venture. It's the simplest thing to do. Yes, because it's limited to that liability. That liability is limited to that property. So think about this. I mean, it's just cleaner. Now, if you get another LLC, another rental, you do another LLC. The mistake people make with limited liability companies is making them rich. A limited liability company should never be rich. You should keep dividing and have it limited. That's why you have it limited. If you want to get rich and build equity, just do a C Corp or an S Corp.
Yeah, no, I don't really have any interest in gaining any income off of this. Of course, until I sell it, then I'll probably get beat up.
Oh, you'll probably get some income. I mean, if you can rent out bedrooms and you're going to keep your son in there, and then you're going to rent when he gets out. So what is your question about this? I mean, an LLC is a good idea. It's a no-brainer. It's a really good idea.
Yeah. just that primarily.
A single member LLC with you, right? Or do you have your wife with you, or what?
No, it would just be me.
Okay.
So my second question is, being you have some realtors there, I'm trying to get a feel for the market, not necessarily Wyoming in general, but homes around campuses. I intended to fully furnish this single-family home, but my son keeps telling me that the guys that he talks to have to come up with their own furniture. Is there an industry standard for that?
With college housing?
Yes.
With college housing, it's all over the board. They have fully furnished units, they have barely furnished units, and then they have no furnishings whatsoever. It's all over the board. You won't get appreciably more for furniture, so there's probably no reason.
Right, that makes sense.
You know, you don't get more for it, and then it's just stuff you have to keep replacing, or you know, it's just more to worry about. I would just do a vacant place. Now, as far as loans go, Brent, when you buy something to rent, do you get the same rate or not?
You know, you do, depending on how much you put down. There are slight adjustments to it. I just went through this with a client of mine.
It's called a non-owner.
Yeah, it's non-owner occupancy. So they bought a place up in Fort Collins, same, almost this identical scenario. Their son, they got 3 bedrooms. He's going to stay there, rent out the other 2 bedrooms. These clients in particular were looking at it more from a paying down the loan and having an asset that was free and clear standpoint, and aggressively paying that loan down. They put a pretty good chunk of money down to get to that point.
Yeah.
But it was more parking their money in an asset that they felt like was going to do more for them than just the stocks and bonds that they're invested in.
That's why I think Dennis has a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Dave wants to take a guess at the potty training thing. What have we wrought here? Okay. Dave, what do you think it was?
Thinking Cheerios.
Cheerios, meaning what? Like to eat?
You put Cheerios in the toilet.
Oh.
And have your child sink the Cheerios.
Our poops? I don't understand how.
No, with number 1, you're shooting at it.
Oh, yeah. Sinking boats. No. This was no, this was not it. It was another ritual. It wasn't just It's just I don't know.
You call that a ritual, Tom?
Was it a habit? What would you call it? It wasn't even that weird. The more I think about it,
it's just cute, funny.
Was he scared?
Was I? No, I wasn't afraid of the potty. No, but it did potty train me immediately. But I carried this habit with me no matter where we went, and I don't know. I finally got over it, I guess, when I was an adult. Yesterday.
Hey, Tom, emailer Mary is guessing. Did you have a potty song?
A potty song. No, actually, no, but that would be a good idea.
It was the Beatles.
By the way, when it comes to potty training, I don't know about you guys, but isn't that a challenge for every parent? It is a challenge, isn't it? I mean, there are kids I hear that are so stubborn. This did it for me right away. Now, I tried this on my son one time, and he's like, nah, you know, like he thought it was weird. So about potty training. I once got into this on a show on how to potty train. People had all kinds of weird theories. I mean, then other people said, nah, we've never even had a problem. The child knew they had to go, they went. But if anybody does have a weird potty training story, I would take it. I'd love it. I'd love to hear something weird. I'll tell you what mine is in a little while here. Okay? Now, we did take Joe already, right, on 4. I think we did take him. Drew, what's going on with you, Drew?
Yes, Tom, first of all, thank you. You and I succeeded twice before. And I was very sick with pneumonia the last 2 weeks, almost died. You were going to get back to me with a couple lawyers I could speak to, because here in New Jersey, parts of the judiciary are getting very corrupt.
Yeah, now, Drew, I know you're looking for a civil rights attorney, and we have one here. He did not have a counterpart he could recommend there. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. We are just clean out of, like for a specific civil rights case like this, I don't know who to recommend. I really don't. I mean, I wish I did. Suzanne, the only thing I could think of, if we could give Drew the name of that really great firm in New Jersey that we deal with.
Nazi Katz?
Yeah, they may have a constitutional...
Oh, I'm sure they'll be very happy about that
They may have a constitutional lawyer there or someone about who wants to do that. Now, Mark, and by the way, Drew, I just want to tell you something. I I've known you for years. You listen to me on WABC in New York, and I don't share Mark's view. Mark just seems to think that you're off base here, and I don't know.
Well, have him explain what he's looking for an attorney for.
He wants to sue the government, right, Drew?
Well, you're very close, Tom. And first of all, so let me explain. We're similar. You expose corruption in business, and I've done that with you. And now, unfortunately, we're dealing with a very crooked judge.
And by the way, Drew did bring me a legitimate case back in New York, and we busted him.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
And this is a legitimate case. I just need to ask an attorney a couple questions.
Okay.
What is the case, though? I want to hear it, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just sum it up quickly.
Well, first of all, we have defeated a dozen lawyers out here in the last 27 years.
Yes.
So that's not a kook. You don't defeat a dozen lawyers.
Right. But what is the case right now?
The case right now is I am suing the 13th lawyer, and the judge had ordered it was going to go to trial. Then he had ex parte communications with the lawyer, which is illegal, the defendant lawyer. Then he reversed 5 of his orders. He also ordered, breaking the court rules, that I could not submit and hand in my perfectly legal papers. And then we have a witness that his court clerk, during the hearing, was goofing off with the defendant for 10 minutes, mocking me.
So basically, hold on. It has to do with process, Mark. And Drew, I'm sorry, but I have to take this break. I had to cut that short. We're going to give you the name of a great firm that we've dealt with in New Jersey.
They'll be so happy we do that.
You know, Mark, sometimes it takes a few screws loose to get attention, to get the needed maintenance.
Hey, he said you two were the same, cut from the same cloth.
He is an unusual man, but I will tell you this. He is absolutely not a nut. Don't underestimate this man.
I never called him a nut.
303. Hold on. I'll ask him a question in a second. Hold on.
Said he was a kook.
No, I didn't. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Call him if you have any garage door issues. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. All the prices there. You will love the way they do business. Free inspections, safety tune-ups, and lubrications just to be your company. 303-565-6409.
Sorry, Drew.
All right, Mark. Where you guys going on vacation?
Not Thursday. We'll be in Vegas Thursday for one night.
Okay.
Then we're to the coastline for a wedding.
Wait. When is he leaving? This is you're leaving
Thursday.
Oh, you're not going to be here Thursday?
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
And that's it? God, Dan, are we all set the way you guys are going? Processes, collections, all that. We're all set? So who do I talk to?
It's automated. All you got to worry about is...
Do you want me to leave Mark with you?
Yeah.
No. I need something. What? Where are the checks?
Oh, that's one right there. Perfect.
So Dan, you'll be Mark, and then you'll be Daph will be.
I need to get as far as the return comments and stuff. I don't have.
LaQuana and Mo calls. Do I need to get
where are we on
LaQuana
our
and Mo
site?
on?
Yes.
He's going to have it probably done this weekend.
How did he remove
What?
Yeah, he knows the whole business.
Oh, okay.
Probably this weekend.
Then I need to talk to him about the troubleshooter stuff. I mean, I'm not in a hurry, but I want to, because I want that to be really nice.
You going a different direction?
No, I like what
You
we're
just
doing.
got some stuff you want to do.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know what we're going to do now.
I think
I'm thinking about getting the company to record and post.
Well, we'll just say, what we do is we ask him.
I know, but I'm thinking I might hire.
No, but I don't know if we need to do
somebody disabled, somebody at home.
I didn't bring my.
Wouldn't that be a wonderful upstairs? A cool job. Record, cut out commercials, post.
I think it's going to fall back into place, man. Listen, 850 radio stations, 110 million listeners, and a shitload are pissed off. There is no way they can't be working on fixing this company-wide. I understand not going through iTunes.
At least let me post.
I wouldn't go through iTunes
You've been doing it
either.
for 7 years. You like it? I do. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. It is. It's great. I'm telling her about Michelle. That's really
Oh, yeah.
And how Vinny.
So the guy wanted to sue the lawyer
Yeah.
because he was talking to someone else about him for 10 minutes,
I
right?
wonder,
And he's not a good.
I wonder if I still have Michelle on the referral list. I need to take her off. I have her on the referral list, I think.
Who are Michelle?
Yes, I've had her on for years. She would get some jobs from him. The world's #1 job. Oh,
Yeah,
she's
but
not
she's
the
up in
lawyer. I'm
Carpenter.
sorry. Well,
Lazar.
Lazar.
Although her middle name is Beloya, she kept it.
No, I
Michelle
mean,
Beloya.
I'll see if she's here. You know, we have thousands of people download the podcast every day.
That's awesome.
And now they can't download
This is for the moles.
So iHeart's hopefully getting it.
What is this, a deal over iHeart and iTunes, or what's this for?
I don't think they want it on iTunes anymore, which I can understand. But they switched companies for hosting. So I'm hoping that's the biggest part of it. They got both for it. The iTunes part, I think, is secondary. They want people going directly to the iHeart app to download it, which I understand and I agree with. Right? Who cares? They want credit for it. It's their product. Why not make it on iHeart? It's all free. There's no problem there. But not being able to download it is trouble.
She says that they didn't take, she says they took insurance, he says, no, you took it afterwards.
I don't blame you.
We ripped the couch, and we got pictures of the couch. How bad is it? What is it? This piece of crap.
You know what? When people move old furniture, I can drive at any given point, okay, to my house, and I will pass shit that says free. No, I'll make a point that 80% of the people who move could save money if they sold their stuff, no matter what they got for it, and bought new stuff at the other end. My parents moved to Florida, that's exactly what they did.
So the oldest crap in the world, old dressers and shit, they'll move.
I brought my
They'll spend 10 grand to move it.
I put in storage. And then for almost a year.
Well, the guy was talking about furnishing the place in college. What I wanted to tell him was, listen, if you furnish it, the couch will inevitably wind up on the porch, and then someone will light it on fire at some point in time. It's a fire hazard, man. Don't supply the furniture.
Beanbag chairs, that's it.
Or cement furniture, all cement furniture.
Cinder blocks and boards, man, that's all.
He said, well, Frank's the guy Frank's my real estate guy.
Yeah.
He bought that condo.
Frank Duran, the real estate man.
Something like that.
There you go.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Okay, now, I want Aaron to hang on. Please, Suzanne, ask him to hang on. Joe's got a comment about the rental property. I want to take him, too. We got questions for Eric Duran, but I need to bring this up now because we have all parties involved. Laquana called and said, I was moving, basically, and I called Strong Arm Moving, and they ripped my couch. It's that simple. Isn't it that simple, Laquana?
Yes, sir.
All right? It's strong man moving, right? Strong man, is it? Okay, whatever. Laquana, that's it in a nutshell. They tore your couch, right?
Yes, sir, and declined my insurance.
They declined your insurance. You said you had insurance. They said no, you didn't. What did they say about the insurance?
They said that my son signed a paper declining the insurance, but that's not true because I have the contract right here in front of me. And if he would have declined it, why would you guys accept my money for it then?
Right. You paid $100 for it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is where it gets confusing. I don't even know if the insurance would have covered that to begin with, a tear in the couch. But that's neither here nor there. You said something else that bothered me. You said you were talking to Mo, and Mo said that's why I don't like dealing with black people. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Black African American female.
Oh, I don't like dealing with black women. Okay, black women.
Right.
And so, anyway, did you talk to him, Deputy Dan?
Excuse me?
I'm just asking our deputy if he talked to him.
Yep, I did. I talked to both Mo and Michael.
All right, let's bring Mo up then. And you know, I mean, Mo is entitled to his opinion, I guess, if he doesn't like dealing with black women. Right, Mo?
Freedom of speech, yes.
Yeah, freedom of speech. And you're a black man, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, and can I ask something, Mo? What about Laquana? Do you think she was trying to cheat you?
Yes, from the very gate, even when we got the call from my dispatch, we were trying to book her to move a little bit early, do this in time.
Yeah?
No. So from the gate, I let my men know from the gate that this move could be a move that's full of drama.
Full of drama. What made you say that?
I'm just gonna gauge this. How I'm trying to get in contact with her. I'm calling her back and forth. She's not answering the calls. It's kind of like we're playing games on the phone. I didn't even want to do the move, but I felt like how she was talking to me. It was an emergency that she needed to move.
First of all, sir, I'm not even the one that called you. My daughter, my son's girlfriend, called you, and that's what you told me because she's a white female. That you only took the order because she called you. I only spoke to you once my furniture was torn.
Well, he had a feeling.
That's not true.
He had a feeling it was going to be filled with drama. And now, who is Michael? Is Michael the one that actually did the moving?
Yes, he is.
Are you there, Michael?
Yes, I am.
Michael, did you recall tearing this couch?
No, actually, when we first got there, my other moving
recording with Michael saying that he tore the couch. Would you like me to play the recording? Because Michael, I got a recording where Michael told me.
All right,
that
I want to
he
hold on. I'm gonna hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm gonna put you on hold for a second, Laquana. I'll come right back to you. Get that recording ready, Laquana. Okay, go ahead, Michael. I'll let you talk. I put her on hold. Go ahead.
Like you said, when I first arrived there, there's a procedure that every moving company do. We go in, we explain to the customer the paperwork as far as you want anything. So I went down the line with these people permanently. Boom.
Okay.
Their signatures, we did that. Okay.
Okay.
So now the couch, they wanted us to move the couch through a sliding door, which could have hurt me and my movers even more because the couch had a sleeper on it. So we went through the front door. We padded everything. Laquana padded everything. Proceeded with the pad wrap everything. So we pad wrap everything. Now, I was like, Laquana, you know what I'm saying? If we take the legs off and everything, it could be much easier for us to get it through the door. She was like, no, we don't have time for all that. We're trying to save money. I said, okay. Now, you know what I'm saying, just in case, if it's scrapes to do anything, so you rely on.
So you're saying that you warned her?
Yes. So,
but that still doesn't mean, that it's okay to rip it. If it was ripped, you should have refused to move it, I guess. Did you rip it or not then? I'm hearing you say that you may have ripped it?
No, it's not no made because the way that we carry the couch out, there's only one way that it could be ripped, which would be the whole back side. Now, the front ends and all that, you can't rip the front ends if you carry it out the door, straight out the door, straight up. Now, she saw the procedure that we did, how we moved it. There was no way possible. But now, like I said, this is kind of new to me.
How do you think it got ripped? How do you think it got ripped?
I believe that was already there because when I talked to the pregnant, I don't know, the girlfriend earlier yesterday, she told me that she had pictures of the couch being ripped from her kids. So
what?
Okay, show me the pictures that what your kids did.
Okay.
It's impossible because the couch was wrapped and we used
Laquana
on top of the ground, concrete. There's no way.
Laquana, you're up right now, and I want to try to keep this civil, but Laquana, he's saying he absolutely did not tear anything. He stood it up on its end, and he said that your niece or your daughter-in-law or whoever says that her kids did it.
Sir, that's not true. This man is so false. This man complains to me about how his boss only gave them $33 to do the whole move. I went and gave him and the other guy a $20 tip. He complained so much about how unfair his boss was, tried to make all kind of will and deals with me. This is so not true. But my whole point is, where does the forged signature come in? Where you guys forged my son's signature, saying that we declined
forged it.
Well, let's talk about that.
Okay, I can answer that more clearly.
Yeah.
It's the first signature because do you remember right when we left, I had your son sign everything. I said, sir, you ain't got to sign the decline because you got to remember your son wasn't there. Remember, you sent your son to the bank to look at the money.
You're lying. You're lying.
What do you think, Mark? You're being curiously quiet, Mark. What do you think?
What's the value of this couch?
Yeah,
how much is this couch worth?
What
is it old? Is it like from a salvage yard?
What is the value? What is the value?
Hold on. For one, the couch is very old. For two, she sent her son to the bank to go get the money. She was like, look, I'm going to keep it real on 100. She was like, look, we don't need insurance. I was like, look, okay, look, we can save a couple extra bucks.
What do you think?
A couple extra bucks. Took their insurance off. This is a conversation that me and this woman had. Her son wasn't there because she sent him to get the money from the bank. Now, I'm totally in. Look, I don't have to lie about nothing, none of the conversations, none of that.
All right. So, Laquana, hold on, one at a time now. Laquana, how much do you want? I just want to ask that straight up. How much are you looking for?
I'm just looking for the couch to be repaired. Because if you're telling me I didn't purchase no insurance, why did you accept my insurance money?
Okay, that's a good question. Mo, why did you take the insurance premium?
Okay, this is what happened. We first got there, you want insurance, yeah. We get to the drop-off, I didn't want insurance, we take it off. Okay, we get ready to leave. LaShonda, wherever she's, right before we leave, and it's, the couch is scratched, so we want insurance now back. Okay, so you want the insurance now back, yeah, you're going to pay that premium. I told her, look, we take care of the picture, but it's a process, which every moving company have a process.
Right. So,
now, hold on. When it comes to claims, when it comes to the moving, the insurance company is going to ask. Now, this is what LaShonda, whatever her name is, don't fella realize. When I first got there, I called Mo. She wants the insurance. Then I called him back 45 minutes later, cancel the insurance. So he has to call the insurance and cancel that. So then 10 minutes later, after that, she said she wants insurance.
I don't know what to make of this. Hold on. I'm listening to both of you. I promise.
Let's get back to this one now.
Yeah, we'll come back, but we got to ferret this out, see what's happening. Really, okay? So please hang on. And Aaron, what is your guess on the potty training ritual?
I'm guessing you're a reverse cowboy type of person.
Reverse cowboy. I'm not sure what.
You sitting on the toilet backwards?
Oh, sit on the toilet backwards. That would have been cool. No, that's not it.
Let's come right back. I want to throw up. Rates are still low. Save thousands and have lower payments. Take AIM.
I want the bag. Tell Laquana to get the recording ready.
What recording?
No, I don't
She
think
has
I should
a
have done
recording.
that. I don't think that would have been cool. Why?
I don't think so. I think it would have been.
A little too much?
Yes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Mark,
I even set it up with the back.
that I think would have been. Yes, we're. No, just.
I'm gonna get a track.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
It's not very,
No.
I like his first words out of the gate. He's a black guy. He says, "I don't trust black women." What did he say? They're always trying to scam. What did he say?
I can't remember what he used.
Oh no, they're always.
She did pay the money though. Does she
She
have
did.
proof that she paid it?
No, she paid cash.
He said she
paid cash.
No, but he agrees. But he said then she changed her mind and said she didn't want it.
But she gave her back
So
the
then when
money?
she knew there was damage, she wanted
I don't think they do.
I don't think they gave her money back.
No.
See, I don't think that's fair because I would play that if it was two white people too. It wouldn't matter. I think that's a little
You
different.
wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, I would have.
No, you wouldn't. Why would you have thought of it?
Because they're arguing over an old couch. It's like worth $4.
Well, that was the interesting thing. He said, how much for the couch? I just want it fixed. Well,
That's what I was setting it up. I had the whole thing open.
No.
My thing is, she paid for the insurance.
So that's one of the.
If she paid for it.
But it was on the contract, she said.
So it was sold.
That she has a recording.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
She said.
We should bring Ross in for his opinion.
Well, you're still here. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get the back off this label.
It's overtime. He's doing overtime.
Let's have her call him tomorrow morning.
Get the back off, all right?
Yeah. Give it to somebody with nimble fingers.
Anybody have nimble fingers?
Here, let me see. What do you need?
I need to get the back off that label so I can stick it on something. Feel that.
Usually in the back they
And
split
what are you
that
gonna
piece, don't
stick it
they?
on?
Split it
They should.
horizontally. They split it.
That's what I just
In the
did, but
back.
bend it.
This might hit 10%
I'm
because of
bending
Bitcoin. They use them to mine Bitcoins.
Wait,
I mean,
wait.
in a million
What?
years. AMD. I'm watching my AMD stock jump 10%.
Here's what I want to know.
It's because they mine Bitcoins with graphics cards. Who the hell can invent this shit?
Can we
Make a
That's the
machine.
headline.
Can we make a machine that sits down in our office and
We have
monitors?
good luck with them on the network. We don't
How
have a lot
much
of
would we
problems.
make?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Electricity,
That's the other way.
cost of this.
That's it.
Don't end up laying
Yeah.
by.
Apparently,
Came like that.
people are doing this as
Process.
business.
But what do we process?
You're processing the interactions of people trading.
That's been awesome, man. It's been good.
What are we?
Everybody
What
is
are we-
everybody else.
And so why do we get paid for doing that?
Because
Well, you
it's
don't-
very complicated, it's very secure.
No, we buy one and then we sell it for more.
Yeah, right. I understand that.
But we just make the split.
But you can actually make it. Make it.
Not make
Processing all
There you
this.
go. Do I have to get the other half off?
But
I'll try to do that without help.
why have they made that the standard, the processing?
I would have never
All
thought
you had to do.
because they need more people to do that, and that's the way they increase their
We were talking about buying it last week, it already jumped 8%.
What we were talking about?
Buying it last week.
You know what I need? What is that thing, that cryptocurrency that whatchamacallit was talking about?
That's a new one.
That's all of it's called cryptocurrency.
No, I know, but the one that doctor was talking about, did that go up?
No, I was talking about Bitcoin.
No, new one has value.
So he said you could have gotten in at what, 4 cents?
I mean, where do you go buy this?
I don't understand how a graphics card might.
I don't either, I don't understand it.
How they do the interaction.
We should find a Bitcoin expert.
No, I've experienced
I tried having a Bitcoin show.
I think it's the worst thing ever. Why not use?
They're saying it might hit 4,000 by the end of the year. Right now it's 3,000. They're saying 25% jump in 6 months.
I'll guarantee you 90% of the interactions are dark money. I mean, drugs, guns, prostitution, kidnapping.
I bet a lot of it's I bet more is purely for investment than it is for anything.
Someone's got to use it. Somebody's got to use it.
It's like gold. No, be serious. I think it's like gold. People sit on it, sell it, go to the stock market, go to the Bitcoin market, go to the bond market.
So then it could crash.
Hi, I'm Joey.
Hi, I'm Brent. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Brent. Joey.
Brent, can I buy a house with you guys with Bitcoin? Would you convert it?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Good question. I haven't had that question.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, we got a lot going on, and I want to get to all of you, I promise. And I'm going to go back to this moving company. Joe, you have a quick comment on the guy who wanted to rent a place for his kid during college. What do you think?
Tom, he said something at the beginning of the call you probably missed. He said, I want to buy it and then put it into an LLC. Huge mistake. He wants to have the LLC buy it, and he wants to have the LLC buy it.
But what difference do you think that makes? I mean, I hear you, but why? Capital gains.
You want to keep, well, number one, there's transfer fees and legal fees, but most importantly, you want to keep it judgment-proof. So what he's going to do is he's going to loan the LLC exactly enough money to buy the house. It'll be 100% loan to value. That loan will be secured by a mortgage against the property. That way, if there is ever a claim or a judgment, the LLC is judgment-proof.
Yeah.
Because he's got a first mortgage for 100% of the value. So you don't want to buy it and then put something of value into the LLC. You want to have the LLC do it. It's one less transaction, one less set of transfer fees, and you can also then take out any surplus cash in the form of interest.
And by the way, you take out the excess cash in what form?
In the form of interest payments on the loan.
Yeah. But, Joe, what is your experience level? What do you do?
Well, Tom, I was actually on your show. I've been a CEO and I've been a venture capital guy, and that's how I do airplane hangers. When I bought my airplane hanger,
Joe. Yeah. Joe's a very sophisticated businessman. I know you remember him, Mark, and we were talking about a lot of stuff. So, and you're kind of retired now, right, Joe?
Yeah, semi-retired. But again, if you ever buy an airplane hanger, that's what you want to do. Is you want to have the LLC do the purchase with money you've lent it, and then you want to secure the asset with a loan. That way, if you ever do get sued, the LLC is judgment-proof.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate everything you're saying. And thank you, and stop by again. Feel free to come in, say hi.
Anytime, Tom.
All right, Joe, thank you. 303-713-TALK. Okay, so basically, Laquana says she has a recording of one of the movers at Strongman Moving, admitting he ripped the couch. Now, here's the deal. The whole thing can't even cost that much. They're arguing over pennies, I think. But Mo really feels like Laquana is trying to cheat him. So, Laquana, do you have that recording?
No, I'm waiting on Gloria.
So, Tom, I called Gloria. She is driving right now. As soon as it's safe, she's going to text me that
Gloria
recording.
Gloria is the daughter-in-law?
I think it's Laquana's sister.
Or sister? Laquana,
my sister.
Your sister. Who was actually being moved? Your son?
Yes, sir.
And his wife?
No, and his baby's mom, his girlfriend.
Okay, his baby's mom. Okay, hold on.
Why does ask Mo why he thinks that black women are hard to deal with, or whatever he was saying. I found that a little bizarre.
Mo?
I truly believe that statement that she took out of context. Well, we were trying to explain to her, you know what I'm saying, in the past, anytime we have last minute moves with black women, which we can pull up the records, you know, they want to always get over, they don't want to pay. But like I explained to her in the contract, I'm pretty sure you have the contract sitting right in front of you, Martino.
Yeah.
Right there, if you see under the $100 copay, it says customer understand that the damages are never to be deducted from moving costs. All insurance claims will be handled according to insurance company protocol. Now, this is our protocol. When I first get there, you say you want insurance. We call it in because we have to call the insurance company. Now, when I'm calling my boss back 30 minutes later, we got to cancel. He's calling the insurance company. We have to cancel now. So now, if I'm calling him back 10 minutes later saying that she wants the insurance, our insurance group a red flag. Our insurance is like, hold on now. Okay.
Yeah. Let's forget insurance right now and just ask a question. What about just customer service saying, you know what, there's a question here, let's repair that couch?
Okay, no, it's not about repairing, because look, this is what I try to do with LaWanda, and I don't know if she will agree to it or not. I just told her, like, look, I told her the protocol. I said, look, you had it on, you turn it off, and you turn it back on. I said, look, at least we'll try to...
No, I'm not talking about insurance now. I'm talking about just getting the couch fixed.
Okay. No, and I told her, look, and I told her we would do what we could do to fix as far as the insurance, the claim, but where's the before pictures?
Okay, all right.
The money was the problem because I actually even tipped...
Laquana, do you have any before pictures?
Yeah.
Do you have any pictures of it before? Okay, here's what I have to do. Hold on a sec. Dan, do you have those photos?
Yeah, I put them up.
They are up on Facebook Live and YouTube?
Well, if you're watching.
If you're watching, okay. So he says, how does it look? It's like, it's almost not worth arguing. Technically, she has no, what?
It's like Jerry Springer here.
It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't think it's worth that much is what I'm saying.
How do you value
What is that whole couch worth? Seriously. And here's the thing.
What is that material?
He's not going to do it. He's just not going to do it. They're not. First of all, they said, whether you have insurance or not, here's the deal. They're not taking responsibility. They're denying they even did it.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to, Laquana. They are denying they did it.
I bet someone could patch that if it's naugahyde fairly cheap, man.
It's leather, she said.
It's leather, either or.
But I don't see how we can't make him take responsibility. It is not something that is clear-cut, in my opinion. Yes.
I know a furniture guy. You know the guy that springs ripped off, in my opinion, on that turbo? He repairs furniture for a living, and we're helping him out. I wonder what he would say.
Let's run it by him. Let's ask him what it would cost to repair. That's the first step. Let's find out, Laquana, what we're even talking about. It may not even be that much. Linda, what's going on with you?
Hello?
What's going on, Linda?
Oh, hi. My son, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, my son owns a duplex in Austin, Texas, and he's remodeling it to get it ready to sell. And I'm trying to find out how much tax benefit is the capital improvements he's putting into this building. I mean, he lived on one side, he rented out the other side.
Okay, so he lives in one side and rents out the other, right?
Well, so I don't know, is it considered a commercial building or
Well,
residential?
it's half and half. Hold on, and we'll come back to that question, all right? What did you want to guess, Danny, about the potty training?
I got a pretty good guess. I'm thinking that you peed in the house plant.
In the house plants? Oh, no, I didn't. No, and if you're wondering what we're talking about, I had a ritual that helped me get potty trained, and my sisters are visiting, and they spilled the beans to Suzanne, and people were trying to guess. We'll be right back.
Okay, I can use the restroom.
Speaking about potty training.
Do the ritual.
Yeah, go for ritual. We see the ritual. It was a dance. A dance of some sort. That's probably the rain dance.
My son peed on me so many times.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, we have
The couch is on there?
We have it over here.
this one before. Our girls were, they were great with number one, but number two was a disaster.
It's the
Oh my God.
Or is it fake
Email
rain?
those pics to it, Dan.
Yeah. Typically,
The problem is, you guys know, the guy was calling about the LLC.
That other one,
The
looks like
LLC
it's on
can't
a
buy the
seat.
property.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
There's no, unless you're going to get a commercial
Yeah.
property, because
Right.
we won't let an
That
LLC
other
borrow the
one-
money, the individual borrow the money out of the mortgage. There's no way
Oh,
for the LLC to actually buy the property. The only way you
Well, the
can
guy putting that couch together, so did the LLC.
Well, if he buys
Did
it,
you get mad?
The LLC and then lend.
Well, but
fund it himself.
he could, but then if he wants to really go, truly get a mortgage on it, the individual's going to have to
Right.
qualify for the mortgage, because the LLC won't qualify.
Never have to sign
But
anything to look at your roof. That's a bunch of
We'll
crap.
avoid
These roofers
that.
that knock on the door.
20-minute
Tricking you into a
discussion.
contract. They will never trick you into a contract. They will give you a.
People want to see the pic of the
On the
ripped,
arm, looks like it could have been bumped up against.
the ripped couch.
No, going out.
Okay.
I've been
But the
going
other one
off
is
and
like
on.
this, you know, like, it looks like it was worn
Worn.
more than damaged.
It's getting
I
on
mean,
and
it's
off.
ripped a little bit, but it
Excel.
doesn't look like it's creases too.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing, have you ever moved anything ever and not
In
had
that
something
area, but
somewhat
up there,
damaged?
it's.
Every time. It always happens.
I wonder if this,
Always will happen.
I wonder if this is a sleeper. You know, so huge, big, heavy.
Yeah, and the old ones are heavy.
She said it was.
It was like,
Because it almost killed them, or it was dangerous going through their sliding glass door. They said it was a sleeper.
Yeah. It's,
those are
So the
heavy.
weight of it.
my folks, when they moved into their house here now, 12 or 14 years ago, they had this black lacquer furniture for their guest room. These poor guys trying to move this stuff. I was down there, I finally go, listen, let me give you guys a hand, we'll get this stuff up here. And the two of them looked at me, this is the most heavy furniture we've ever moved in our entire lives. Like, what is it made out of? Granite? I'm like, I don't know.
You know, now they got the straps. Have you seen
Yeah.
them? They go over there.
Oh,
They can move a refrigerator without even breathing.
Two people.
on their back.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I mean, those things are amazing.
Well, we got it in the refrigerator, right?
Through rough ground, through
For anything,
Yeah.
tight spaces.
As long as the tight spaces like there, that's the bad thing. You put your fingers in.
What's New York pizza like?
Oh,
Is it
delicious.
really
Oh, my
I've always
God.
wanted to try a slice of New York pizza.
Crunchy. You know, it's not the real thick crust.
Yeah, that's
It's
Chicago.
a thinner one. Yeah. It's a thinner one.
So a
And
lot
it's
of
greasy.
Bite. No, it's not. That's olive oil. That's not.
There you go.
But when you bite in it, it's crunchy.
That's
You know?
so it's crunchy on top, but it's thin
No,
crust.
it's crunchy on the
Thin
bottom.
crust.
You know what I mean? The crust.
Thin crust, a lot of meat stuff in there.
Grease.
I always wondered, I'll go to
No
Big
pizza.
Bill's here. He's got New York style pizza. It's pretty good. Pretty close. Big
No,
Bill's.
I haven't.
Anthony's
I
is
just-
pretty
Yeah, Anthony's pretty good.
However, Chicago's mostly
Believe
bread,
it or
right?
not,
Chicago's the deep dish style
So there's a
stuff.
lot of bread.
Yeah, it's thick, and it's,
It can be good.
yeah, no,
I'm a little
She makes
Italian.
it dough.
What are we having?
You know,
Gojo's is pretty
My-
good.
Gojo's
My
my
grandmother,
wife's
out of my no-filter
Tom.
mouth.
What are we
I
having?
bet you didn't know I'm a little Italian. Did you know that?
Whatever.
Actually, yeah.
It brings, I
From my
think,
dad's side.
Little tortilla frozen ones.
My wife.
I found out we have Greek,
Little
Italian.
tortilla
Right.
frozen.
Are you cook?
No, my
One
wife
piece
is
of pizza.
Dana, one
You would
slice
want
of pie.
What do you want?
Stephanie's afraid of what
might come out of my unfiltered mouth.
Oh, she's listening to us?
Hey, I say it like it is. What the hell?
You have to censor her, you know.
That's
We just got her out of the home. She should be back
That's great.
Her visitation is
She
over.
had pizza for lunch here.
After all that, they said just send a check for the helicopter or something. I'll just send a check.
Control system. Good for him. This system should have been updated and replaced at least 30 years ago. Now the airline should join forces with him to make this happen. Join me at 4 o'clock for more irreverent.
Mark, who's this Andrew you're writing to? Is this private?
No.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Don't forget today at 4 o'clock, small business seminar. We want you to sign up.
It's in Castle Rock. It's going to be great.
Where in Castle Rock?
It's at the fairgrounds, but it's in a one building or a house, whatever you want to call it, called Kirk Hall.
Kirk Hall. And we'll have refreshments and some snacks.
Pizza.
Oh, is it pizza?
I believe Kat from Tower Financial.
And remember, this is roll up the sleeves, talking. You can chime in at any time. I'm going to be roving with a mic, and we have very informal presentations, but really informative.
Are you going to show us the thing you did when you were little? The potty thing?
Training ritual? No.
Training ritual.
I'm waiting for
Tom,
someone.
Don't show it.
There's nothing to show, really. They don't have pictures of it right now. The ritual.
That we know of.
Anyway, 303-713-TALK. This is weird. This is weird. Let's go. Let's talk. LaQuana has a question for me. Okay, let's just take her last question. We are going to investigate how much it's going to cost to repair. LaQuana, what is your question?
My question is there even any insurance company, period? Because I asked for the number to the insurance company to submit my claim.
I think there's probably an insurance company. I don't think you had insurance or he put it in or here's the deal. It doesn't matter because, LaQuana, I can almost assure you that even if there was insurance, it's not going to cover that because I'll tell you why.
What was the insurance for?
Most moving insurance does not cover stuff like that. It covers
That's what he told me. He told me it
does cover damage. Okay, here's what we'll do. Hold on. Here's what we'll do, and you can listen. I'm going to talk to one of our movers on what damage insurance covers. When I looked into it, I found it to be not worth having. But that was only for a short move. Suzanne, please check with any one of our wonderful movers, American or Amazing, either one of those or anyone else we have. We have some good movers. Let's just ask them in general, what do the policies cover? Not the general liability 60 cents a pound. I'm talking about the extra insurance. Okay. Let's go to Linda, who has a question for Frank Duran, the real estate man. Go ahead.
Hi. Hello?
Hi, Linda. What is your question?
Hi. My son has a duplex that he's trying to fix up, remodel, and sell in Texas. And so we're wondering how much capital improvements will give him a tax benefit.
Okay. Let's talk. He has a duplex, right?
Yep.
Okay. With a duplex, he owns one half and he's renting the other. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Then 50% of his expenses can be deducted, 50% of his depreciation and 50% of all capital improvements. They're not deducted. Let me explain how it works with real estate, okay? Any improvement that you make, anything that you spend that's permanent, I'm not talking about washing the windows or window coverings, unless they were permanent like shutters. All of the money that you put into this, or he puts into this, will go to the basis. It will increase the basis. So then when he sells it, he will have less capital gain and therefore pay less taxes. Is that clear?
I'm not sure I quite understand it.
Okay, I'll tell you. Let's say, hold on, I'll explain it in real numbers. Let's say he bought the place for $200,000, okay?
Okay.
If he sells it for $300,000, he would theoretically have $100,000 in profit. Now, he's living in half of it, so he's going to defer that gain for half of it because you don't have to pay tax on a gain for residents. So, so for the half that he's renting, let's say he's going to have a $50,000 profit, okay?
Okay.
He'd have to pay tax on $50,000 of income.
Okay.
Okay, but it would be a capital gains tax. Now, let's say, though, he did a bunch of improvements in that house, okay? And let's say that he sold the house now for $300 again, and he had that $50,000 profit on the commercial side, on the side he's renting. But let's say he has receipts and he has proof that he spent way over $100,000 on the whole thing. So he has enough improvements where he's not going to show a profit.
Oh, okay.
So you don't deduct what you're doing. You add it to the basis. There are some exceptions in rentals. For example, when you do repairs and maintenance, those things are deductible. Did you want to say something?
Well, I was wondering if they could do a 1031 when he moved, if he wanted to buy and fix up another duplex and not pay a nickel in taxes.
Yeah, he could. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's called the tax-free exchange. Frank, now why don't you add, Frank? What were you saying?
I was saying as long as it's like kind, you could do the 1031 exchange.
He would be able to trade that half of the gain for another rental. It doesn't have to be a duplex, just another rental.
Okay.
So
condo for condo, condo for fourplex, as long as it's like kind.
So remember, deductions are different than deductions are confusing for people. You have three things when it comes to reducing taxes. You have deductions, which get deducted off of your income, so it lowers your tax liability. You have credits, which literally come off your tax bill. It's a credit. So if you have to pay $1,000 in taxes and you have $500 tax credit, you literally subtract it. That's a tax credit. So you have a deduction and then you have a credit. And the other thing you have is an addition to basis. And that's adding money to a basis. And those are more permanent kind of expenses. The other kinds of expenses are deductible on a yearly basis. Richard, the limo driver, has a question about moving insurance. I don't know why. Why are we calling him Richard the limo driver?
Well, that's what he calls himself when he calls us, Tom. Hey, Suzanne, it's Richard the limo driver.
Hey, Richard the limo driver. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Tom. Yeah, so finally, I'd remembered that the insurance only paid 50 cents a pound, but you clarified it's maybe 60 cents a pound. But would a homeowner's policy or maybe it's a question for Compass Insurance, can you buy insurance?
Yes. Homeowner's insurance, you're right. That would be a place to go if she had the coverage, but there would be a deductible. That's why I'm saying I don't think even if she had the moving insurance, it would have covered this. We're going to find out. And then we're going to also find out if we can get our guy to look at the photograph, how much it's going to cost to repair. Okay, we're going to reveal my potty training ritual coming up with a lot more.
Now that's a tease.
Why do I prefer?
It's not really that spectacular, but it's fun. Okay. So, this is this McKenna?
You have kids have them come to your ears?
No, not at all.
Stephen, when are you going to meet with them again? Tomorrow?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me know how it goes. I'll talk to you.
I don't play nice guy with that shit anymore, man. He asked me so many times, can I just use this and that? No, you can't.
Then I was up until 1:30 in the morning, and then started again at 4:30 in the morning. That's how busy I was. 2 days ago. I was on like no sleep, but you know what? We got it done. But I had so many things in a row, and I won't stop till it gets done. So I looked at the clock, and it's 1:30. And I said, I gotta go. So I mean, it's that crazy some days.
I'm the same way. By Saturday night, I was writing a contract and getting them submitted. It was at 11:30, and I was ready to start redoing.
Remember those late nights, Mark?
What's
that? Those late calls and we were selling your house?
From Colorado or from?
So Frank, do people are including basements all the time in square footage? Like here's this one here, 1,600-foot ranch.
Yeah.
But they included
Oh, okay, so here's how it works. On the square footage disclosure, you put the above ground over, you show that. But when you put it on the listing, you can break it down by floor. You can put above ground, lower.
When I see my neighbor, when they sold their house, they put the whole, right on the paper they put outside.
Yeah, you see a lot of agents who don't list it the right way. They'll put the total square footage and make it look like, hey, it's a 5,000
How do you think they got iHeart?
You still have to break it down.
How do you think they were able to use that? I can't just go out and create an iCar, an iPhone, an iCan. How did they get iHeart?
Because
Did they have it prior to the blow? I can't go out and do a mixed chicken either.
No, that's not what they do. They're not taking the I from plus or from IMAX.
I see more and more, just like he said, 30.
There was going around on the internet. I love you, and it was I heart. And then it went to I heart horses, I heart dogs, and then they made it I heart radio. Technically, it's not I heart it's I heart radio, but they made it such a ubiquitous term that they almost just define iHeart, but technically it's iHeart Radio or iHeart Media, and it's I as in me. Is there any special rules to that?
There's some nuances.
It's not I as in
it's
internet.
getting easier. You know, Andy's about to roll their latest CU update, and they're going to go to a 50% tax. And they're only going to require tax returns for self-employed for 1 year, which is going to be nice. Will help a ton of people.
That's good.
Right now they're doing 2 years. They want a 2-year average, and it needs to be flat or trending up.
Why is it whenever I go for a loan, whenever I used to go for a loan, whenever I went for a loan, they never considered me self-employed ever.
No.
I mean, they just take my
probably because
W-2.
you're probably a W-2 employee here at Clear Channel.
No, I'm a W-2 for Troubleshooter Network.
But aren't you the majority owner?
I am the owner. But
Yeah, but he's done it so long, it's irrelevant.
They take my W-2s, and I tell them I own the company.
They should look at. They should ask for a return on.
Never, ever.
Really?
Never, ever. No, never. And I've gone through a lot of loans. They treat me like I'm an employee because I am. I mean, I am an employee.
Mine was like that.
But just because, wait a minute.
The last couple.
What if the owner of a big giant company?
If it's publicly held, it's different.
If it's totally held, it's different. If you own more than 25% of the entity, you are technically, by Fannie's standards, considered to be self-employed.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've never been asked for tax.
He could get different lending, though, right?
What do you mean?
Well, he could get
commercial lending, or you could go through a bank that you've got a relationship with.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. A very special show today. We're talking loans and real estate. Basically, Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans is here. Ideal Home Loans, 303-867-7000. Whenever they're not here, idealhomeloans.com. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com is here. Frank Duran and I have been friends for years and years and years. He's one of my great sponsors. I'm proud to be a spokesperson. People love him. And then Stephanie Thomas is also a real estate person. She is in the Springs, Colorado Springs. I've known Stephanie and her husband Mike for many years. I met them through Mark.
Hey, I got to ask you
Mark
something.
and Suzanne have known them for years, yes.
When did you give Frank that moniker?
Frank Duran, the real estate man? 5 years?
Probably. It stuck beautifully. Would you please come up with one for Stephanie?
Stephanie, okay. Well, okay. Frank Duran, the real estate man, was so much fun. And he actually went out and got Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. Anyway, we've been talking. We have common women in today. You know how I have common men and women in the studio to bask in radio glory? Today they fare from Florida. They come from Florida. And they are my sisters, my elderly sisters. They, you know, and so they are here as guests just for now because they're leaving tomorrow. So they were talking to Suzanne and spilled some beans on my potty training. What do you call it? Ritual? What would you call it, guys? A habit? So it's a ritual. So let's say Les. You want to guess. What is it? Go ahead.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Is there any chance they threw Cheerios in the toilet and you're supposed to pee through
You know,
the hole?
somebody else mentioned that. That must be something.
sorry.
No, that's okay. That must be something that dads do that a lot with boys?
Oh, my sister did that with her kids years ago.
And you shoot the Cheerios, right?
Yep. Yeah, you try and shoot through the hole.
Oh, that would keep a little boy wanting to go. That wouldn't do much for girls.
You do that today, Tom.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's talk about my potty training ritual. Do you think this is my sister Carol? My sister Joanne is the other sister, and she's not on mic right now, but she could be if she wants. So tell him what my ritual was. Go on. Tell him.
Well, every time he had to go, we had to make a tent over the potty chair
Not a
and
big
him.
deal. Not about it.
To hide him.
That is so funny.
What do you think? I don't think that's
bizarre.
Little Tommy Martino.
I just wanted to have.
He wore us out.
I think Caitlyn Jenner had something.
I wanted privacy. I wanted privacy, so they made a tent with blankets or bedspread or sheets. They'd have to
every time, ladies.
Every time.
Every time.
And then they would put the chairs and drape them over chairs or over a couch
Yeah,
or
make a tent.
But if we were traveling or somewhere, they'd have to do that too.
Was he always building forts even outside that?
No.
No?
But I had a potty training tent. I think that's cool. In fact, maybe I should market it.
You know what's funny? People don't know this, but when you cut commercials now, do you guys see his little cubby down there?
Yeah.
There's a roof on it. He's got a little fort where he cuts commercials.
Well, you don't know what else I do.
Yeah, I was going to say.
303-713-TALK. Daniel has a very serious problem, if I'm reading this correctly. What the heck, Daniel?
Remember, he called before, Tom. He was going to get us a videotape of his wife being dragged out of the hospital bed, so he's got to follow up.
I think he was fighting with the cops.
I think
but she got drugged into it.
Let's recap the whole story, Daniel, in about 10 seconds, if you could. Just recap.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I took my wife to the emergency room, and they weren't treating her, so, of course, I got a little verbal with the nurses, and at that point, when I went back in the room, the officers came in there, put me in handcuffs, but at the same time, Officer Cooney grabbed my wife on the bed, rolled her over, put her knee in her back, handcuffed her, and then she drug her.
And I found this all very hard to believe, meaning that if you were being what do you call it, agitated or sensitized because your wife's there, you're very concerned. I can see you being hyper and say, where are the doctors? Why isn't anyone seeing my wife? You know, but to be arrested for that, that's the part that confuses me. Did you say, somebody better get in here and get my wife? Or, I mean, did you threaten him in any way?
No, there was no threat. I raised my voice to him. I said, you guys need to get in here and help my wife. She can't breathe.
Did you use any profanity?
No.
Okay.
No profanity, no.
Okay.
But I did raise my voice.
Now, by the way, my sisters are in healthcare, and one of them was in emergency medicine, right? You man the emergency room once in a while, and Flight for Life and all that. And I know somebody punched you in the face one time, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
Yes.
See, people get in an agitated state when they're in an emergency, and they want attention, and they get upset, and tempers do flare. They really do. You admit losing your temper, so let's just say, okay, we can see them coming in and grabbing you, but this is what I don't understand. You said your wife was in bed gasping for air, and somebody jumped on the bed, put their knee in her back, and handcuffed her.
That is correct.
That's what I find shocking. I don't see anyone do it. And in other words, why her? If you were the one lipping, why did they jump on the bed and grab her?
I'm not quite sure, but Commander Wardell just called me today, and he said it's under full investigation and that he is reviewing the videotapes. Now, my attorney...
Is there a videotape inside that room?
It shows them dragging her out of the room, not in the room, but it shows them dragging her out of the room, down the hallway, in handcuffs, and throwing her in 2 rooms down.
For no reason.
They had to call the code red on her to even get the officers away from her because they wouldn't let her treat her.
Okay, hold on.
Into a full-blown attack.
Okay, Daniel, we're in a room. Your wife is in bed, right?
Correct.
Okay. Did she have covers on?
No.
Was she clothed?
Yeah. They hadn't started treating her at all. That's why I was
Hold on. Was she reclining?
No, she was sitting straight up.
Okay.
With her legs crossed in front of her,
On the bed. On the bed.
For breath.
Okay.
Gasping for breath. Yes.
Okay. Was she being monitored at all?
No.
Okay. She was sitting there. You went out and said, "Somebody better get in here. My wife can't breathe." Right?
Correct.
Then did they grab you there, or did you walk back in the room?
No, I walked back in the room and
Okay.
sat on, them little spinning roll chairs, and I was holding my wife's hand.
Okay, so you were on a roll-up stool, sitting next to your wife. She's in the bed. You're holding her hand. She's sitting upright in bed, gasping.
Correct.
Okay. Now, the police come in, grab you, and what? Put you on the floor?
No, they tried to put my arms behind my back, but I didn't let them do it.
Did you? Okay, you resisted, right?
Oh, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, of course. And then he started. Was there one or two?
There was 2 on 1 on each arm, and I told him if you ask me nicely, I'll put my hands behind my back, but you're not just gonna, force me into it.
Okay, they didn't ask nicely, I take it.
Not at first, no, they didn't. Then they decided to ask nicely after about 5 minutes of them not being able to put me behind my back.
Are you a big guy?
265 pounds.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Okay, so you were overpowering them. Finally, they asked you to give in, and you put your hands behind your back.
Correct.
Now, those 2 guys are on top of you. At what point did your wife get attacked?
About, I'd say, 3 minutes into our
3 minutes into your struggle, you are not near the bed at this time. Where are you guys fighting?
I was basically parallel from the bed over by the sink. That's where they had me.
And then who came in?
Just to the right.
Who came in and grabbed your? A woman?
Yes, a woman cop, Officer Tooney.
Okay, she comes in. She sees you fighting with those 2 officers, and what is your wife doing? Watching?
She's flailing her arms, but at the same time she can't talk.
What was she doing? She was sitting there doing what?
Basically, she's flailing her arms, but she was
like, what do you mean flail? What do you mean flailing? Like what? Like what?
Like moving them up and down. And she was trying to talk because she was like, trying to say something to them, but she couldn't get no words out.
She was trying to say something to who?
To the officers about what was going on.
You mean like, get your hands off my husband? He's just trying to help.
I'm not sure what she could.
She wasn't saying.
She couldn't breathe.
But she wasn't saying a word.
Well, she was trying to, but she couldn't get
Was she making noises?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, so the woman comes in and sees her arms flailing, and she's sitting there. And what does the female officer do?
She grabs her arm, pushes my wife over on her side, wraps her other arms around, handcuffed her, stuck her left knee in her back, and put her right knee up against the bed and stuck her right hand in her neck and held her down. And then the officer said, "Get her out of there." So she picks her up by her handcuffs, drags her out of the room, spins her around, pushes her face against the wall outside the room. And then they said, we're bringing him out, so they drug her down 2 rooms and threw her in the room down there. And that's when the doctor said, well, we need to treat her. And she's like, kept asking my wife, why are you here? Why are you here?
When they put her in the second room, did they put her in bed?
They put her in the bed, but they left the handcuffs off, and the doctors had to put IVs in. They had to do this. And
they left the handcuffs on. They left the handcuffs on, you mean?
Yes, they left them on, and the doctor's like, well, finally he said, I'm tired of this. He called a code red, and to get the officers out of there and get the handcuffs off her so they could treat her, because she was in a full-blown attack. Her heart rate, all of her vitals skyrocketed, and her blood oxygen level went down to 82. And it's 92 or above for normal, and it went down to 82.
So, okay.
He's very consistent. Yeah. I'll give him that, but what I think happened is because he was acting up, no matter how you put it, he admits that. I think they thought maybe she was trying to help him and then jumped her. I think you created it, man. I really do.
Well,
I don't think what they did was right.
They didn't come in and arrest him for nothing.
No, but if he didn't go crazy, I don't think she would have been in any trouble.
But why did they bother? Why did they do that to her?
Probably because she was acting like, hey, get off my husband, or flailing her arms like you said.
He's not complaining about himself. He's complaining about what they did to her. So then what happened after she calmed down and they treated her, right?
Well, at that point in time, she really didn't feel like she was, safe to be there. She actually left the hospital.
Wait, on her own? On her own?
She left and had somebody come get her, and they took her to St. Joseph's Hospital, where she could be treated over there at St. Joseph's.
And what happened at St. Joe's? What happened at St. Joseph's?
They kept her for 2 days. They, of course, gave her regular steroids, magnesium treatment.
What is her disorder?
She's in the 5% of the worst case of asthma in the nation.
Okay.
She also has lupus and alpha-1, which are all in their extremes, the higher stages, because the lupus is in her lungs. So now when the lupus flares up, it crushes her lungs, which sets off the asthma. So it's a spinning wheel. She's been in hospital for going on 5 years now.
What charges did you get?
They gave me resisting arrest, trespassing, and disturbing the public.
I don't understand the trespassing. I do understand the resisting, and I do understand disturbing the peace.
They told me to leave, and I didn't leave.
Oh, they told you. Okay, I understand all 3 charges. Where do they stand right now, those charges?
The DA is actually going to dismiss them. The attorney, the reason why they said that the cops actually came in there because I was in my wife's face yelling at her. And then when, of course, I don't even raise my voice to my wife. That's my queen. That's my heart. You know, I married her for a reason, Tom. So that's fabricated. So when Commander Wardell called this morning, I said, well, you can get the story from my wife. She can tell it better than I can. So he ended up talking to her, and he said it's under full investigation right now because of, being the fact she is a fully disabled person, and the fact that they, did what they did to her, which they had no grounds to do anything to her at all.
Okay.
The case should be
I don't know what you.
Calm me down instead of arresting.
There's a question I have to ask when we come back, and you have to tell me, what do you want now? What do you want? We need to figure out what you want. I know what I want when it comes to auto repair and dent repair and hail damage. Flexident is the best, the absolute best. Paintless dent repair, of course, should be the first line of defense when it comes to getting your car fixed, especially if you have no paint damage. Of course, they'll let you know if they can fix it or not, but go there first, always, always, always. Then, if you do need body work, insist on replacement parts. Never drill and fill a car unless it's an old junker. Okay, Flexident, 40 years in business. The owner, Nick, is the master certified tech. Door dings, minor dents, hail damage, all fixed without disturbing the original finish. The downtime is minimal. You can save $500 on major repairs. 303-619-6273. 303-619-6273. Flexident on my referral list at referrallist.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Unless he's threatened. He had to threaten. But they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have taken her out of there. The behavior specialist did. Attend with the wife and get him out of there. No, just take him out.
Slow downtown, starting at about Alameda.
It's more than what he's saying. Yes, he was panicking.
He's very consistent. When he first called, he's absolutely. Can I ask
you something?
Yeah, from his perspective, he's telling you.
The skills that he has.
No, he's telling the truth. He said he was loud, and they got him. They misinterpreted the situation when they came in.
Well, look at Denzel Washington. I don't mean to make light of it, but it is a serious matter. They should have treated the wife, got him out, but not him.
Pro Auto Care is the place to go if you need your car repaired or maintained. I say repaired or maintained. Of course, 2 different things. Your regular maintenance, you know what I love about Pro? They will absolutely keep track of everything. You don't ever have to worry about it. They give you email reminders. They're your car nanny. Now, when it comes to repairs, I love it because if you have maintenance and repair done there once, you get roadside assistance in between all repairs and replacements and maintenance. That means if you have a problem, you call and they come to your aid. I did it the other day when I had a problem with my car. It went into what's called limp mode, and it had a problem. They told me what to do to reset it. They came, got me, fixed it, and that was it. You get this too. Free roadside assistance in between all repairs and maintenance. 303 Pro Auto. 2 locations, Evans and I-25, Santa Fe and Bowles. Those areas are convenient to you. 303 Pro Auto.
Never shooting from the hip.
Well, I know there's a bullet hole in the glass. Let me tell you, that Flexident, it really depends upon who's doing it. It's a art.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah.
It really is.
You can overstretch the paint.
Yeah.
I mean, the car.
We were talking about, you could say you had all this hail stuff. So you got all these dealers selling cars for $10,000 off, and I'm thinking, who's going to go buy?
Well, first of all, anybody who does is stupid. They think they're getting a deal. They're not, because if you don't fix it, the first claim you get on that car, no matter what it is, they'll subtract it.
Yeah, they'll back it out.
No matter what it is.
Right.
No matter what.
Yeah.
But they can do that to make it look like it never happened.
Right.
But if it happens in the hard metal, like on the top, right up here on the
on the sides,
they can't fix that.
There's nothing they can do.
I'm going to try to work somebody into
So
conversation.
the doors they can, the hood they can, the rooftop they can.
Right. Okay.
But there's also those, again, people and stuff that aren't good job at all.
Isn't that after a while, Mommy just put a towel over your head? She got
Yes.
disgusted with.
Yes.
And
We got
disgusted
And
with.
us, no, she did,
So-
and we would go in and help them. I mean,
Our identical twin girls, we had a play tent, same thing.
Yeah.
Every
Did
time.
they go potty in there?
Number 2, they were always in
There
there
we go.
every single time.
You never mentioned that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
hilarious.
So I'm not weird.
The identical girls, and then our son was like,
That's a good thing to get.
we were having trouble with him. He's like, why would I go in the tent? Some sisters did. He's like, I'm good.
I'm good.
Plumline Services. They were just here the other day helping us. They are the go-to experts for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. I call it Vital Home Services from Plumline. Here's what I love about them. They will give you free second opinions on any major repair. If someone needs a furnace, a water heater, or maybe they told you your panel needs to be replaced to upgrade, you know what? They'll come to your home and fully assess the situation free of charge, not even a call charge. They'll give you a written diagnosis. They'll tell you if it's right. They'll tell you if it's a great deal. It's not a sales job. It is a safety job. They want to be your second opinion. And we've done this before where people said the furnace was in bad shape and they needed a new one, and Plumline said, no way, you do not need it, you simply need a gas valve. We've had other situations where someone said a furnace is in great condition and Plumline found out it was dangerous. So you can rely on Plumline Services. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. PlumlineServices.com.
Never shooting from the hip.
Well, I know there's a bullet hole in the glass behind me.
You got a lot of commercials.
All right. I don't know which one of you dirtbags want to shoot me.
On Denver's Talk Station.
No, I'm not paranoid at all.
630.
No.
How many minutes before you go on?
Right now. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. We got a question for Brent from Nick. Nick, what is your question for Brent Ivanson from Ideal Home Loans?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, so my thing is, I keep on getting stuff in the mail about, I'm in an FHA loan. For some reason, I was put into an FHA loan. We bought the house 2 years ago. My credit wasn't, like, absolutely up to par, but it was enough to get into an FHA loan. I put about $80,000 down on the house. Bought the house for $209. I owe roughly about $140 on it right now. I was wondering, with these companies that send me stuff about refinancing or getting rid of the mortgage insurance, are they legit or are they a lot of them scams?
Well, there's definitely, it sounds like you are in a position where if your credit is improved, you could qualify for a conventional mortgage and refinance and not have the FHA mortgage insurance. The mortgage insurance is a component of every FHA loan. So, you know, we're seeing people again and again, even people who bought just a little over a year ago, we've seen strong enough appreciation where they now have enough equity built up in their home where they can refinance that FHA mortgage into a conventional loan and eliminate the mortgage insurance and save themselves significantly. It's not surprising. You mentioned you had some credit challenges. FHA typically, depending on how low your score was, is sometimes the only viable option from a payment standpoint to put you in, even if you have a large sum of money to put down. But you likely could save yourself a significant amount of money. I would look into doing it one way or the other and see what your options are.
Okay.
Yeah, and I never select companies based on solicitation. I don't reject them either because of it, but whenever someone knocks on the door, makes a phone call, or gives you a direct mail or email, I would definitely say, okay, I'll look at it, but I would not
decide based on that. You'd be surprised how many rip-offs start with a solicitation. And again, that doesn't mean everybody doing it. You said, are they scams? I will tell you this. 90% of all of the scams with home services come from solicitation. And so that doesn't mean everyone is a scam, but 90% of them start there. The other 10% are just random. So I would say whenever you're solicited, in my opinion, it's a high-risk area. It's just a high-risk area. 303-713-8255. Stephanie Thomas, somebody wanted to ask about Colorado Springs. What's the average time on the market? Do you know in Colorado Springs for a home?
I think it depends on the price point, depends on the neighborhood.
What have you experienced?
I put a house on the market about a week ago at $200,000. I had an offer 2 hours later. I had like 3 other offers come in the next day.
What about that? Other than that, has your experience been a week or so, or longer, or what?
Again, it depends on the price point.
Let's say,
again, for $200,000.
What is the medium price range down there?
I've been working with a lot of buyers under 300 here recently.
So let's say
that's where
225 to 300. What would be the average days that you have found to market?
I'm seeing multiple offers like you guys are in Denver.
In a week.
So within a week, yeah.
Frank, is that what is happening? What's the average price up here? She's saying, what would you say the?
I'd say about 440, Tom, maybe less.
Can you believe that?
But the average home, they're lasting
440.
hours.
Do you remember when people? I remember saying when somebody lived in a $100,000 home, you go, whoa, they have a $100,000 home. Then it was $200,000. We're talking about regular houses at 440. And go ahead now.
I would just say homes are not lasting days, or lasting hours.
God.
Multiple offers.
And remember, that's if priced correctly. That doesn't mean you just ask anything. It could ruin it. All right. Now, this thing about Daniel, his wife, okay? What the heck does he want? That's what I want to know. Daniel, I think you're honest. You made your point. You were loud, boisterous. You dealt with it. You're not arguing or complaining about yourself. You're asking, why did they drag your wife out of there? My sister said, by the way, and they've been in hospitals their whole, adult lives as far as their careers and emergency rooms and stuff. And they said that it's highly, highly unusual that they would drag someone out of there, especially not even knowing what's wrong with her. She just came in. I mean, there is a lot of liability there, and there is a lot of mishandling that went on. They should have never done that. They should have asked, somebody to subdue her and keep her in that room. Just stayed there with her. They should have said, now you sit right here, we're gonna, and been right there. But why they did that was totally uncalled for. But here's what I want.
Tom, is they didn't even come in and ask me what's going on. They
even if I understand that, Daniel, I don't mind that. But even if she was being loud and boisterous too, they should have said, "Ma'am, stay in this bed." And or stay right here. Your husband is being dealt with. Whatever. Don't interfere. But what I don't understand is why they dragged her out of there and into another room. But here's what I want to tell you, okay? While that was foolhardy and while that was highly risky and all of that, nothing came of it. There's nothing there. So what do you want? I mean, just because something happens doesn't mean there's a consequence.
Well, my wife's been admitted 150 times in the last 3 years.
What do you want, Daniel? That doesn't matter in this.
I want to pursue Edgewater Police Department
for what?
Handling of that
for
case
what?
Against her.
There is no damage.
She didn't feel safe, and she ended up having to leave that hospital.
Daniel, listen. If your wife did not feel safe and left the hospital and had an asthma attack and died on the way to another hospital, you'd have a claim. If your wife had substantial damages as a result of this mishandling, she would have a case. You don't have damages. You can't sue on woulda, coulda, shoulda. What could have happened. What's that?
Even against the Disability Act?
Okay. See, this is somebody, Daniel, you remind me, and I don't mean this in a bad way, of people who have conversations. I say they're talking out of their asses. What I mean is this. They hear things. They hear things. They hear them at work. They hear around the water cooler. They hear, oh, the Disability Act, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Here's what I'm asking, Daniel. So what? What damages are there? It doesn't matter if it's the Disabilities Act. It doesn't matter if you simply do a straight civil suit. You must have damages. There's nothing to go after. What are you going to sue for? There is nothing there. Every attorney in the world will tell you the same. No one will take your case because there is no damage. There's no damage. You're pissed off. That's the damage. There is no damage. You know, you were mistreated. But where is the damage? I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm trying to keep you from wasting your time. I don't want you to waste your time, Daniel. Where is the damage?
I have to move so I can get her closer to a different hospital because I can't go back to that one.
That's not a damage.
So,
You're not going to sue for moving.
I'm not,
you know,
that's
I
the place
understand.
where I was making her sick anyway,
Now trust me when I say this. I would be angry. And there are so many people that get angry about things. We had a case where a child in an emergency room was mistreated, meaning not mistreated like rudely mistreated. I mean medically mistreated. The mother interceded, found out that had that intravenous gone into the baby, it would have killed the baby, not just hurt the... Now, she stopped it and then wanted to sue. And I said, for what? You don't sue for what could have happened. The fact that she stopped it took away all damages. Now, can you go on a crusade to get policies changed? Yes. Can you make noise? Yes. Can you complain? Yes. But there's no lawsuit. So, Daniel...
Then that's what I want to do.
That's
I just want to make it different. I want their treatment at Lutheran to be different.
What has to happen is they have to have a policy. Hospitals have security policies, but under no circumstances should they remove a patient, for God's sakes, unless they know what they're dealing with. But Daniel, that's a matter that's not made for this show. That's a matter between you and it's not going to happen with a lawsuit because there was no damage. Had someone been killed, that would have been different. Do I think Edgewater Police, do I think they were crazy for doing that? Absolutely. To go and drag someone off of a bed when they came in because they can't breathe? I mean, but we hear about police doing this all the time at airports and other areas where they misread a situation. But that doesn't mean that they're bad people. They just misread a situation. So do what you want with it, but I don't think there's anything we can do for you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, this is a segue here. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, Daniel, and I'm serious when I tell you this. Even though this is a commercial. Joe Lazzara handles exactly this kind of thing, especially when there are extenuating circumstances. He handles traffic as well, and he handles DUIs. Now, in my opinion, I can't even imagine a DUI. Not because drinking is some evil thing, but because you're stupid. All you have to do is get a designated driver or call Uber or Lyft. Why would anyone get a DUI? There's just no reason. Did you know also if you pull over to the side of the road and rest or stay in a parking lot, if you're in the car, you can get popped anyway, even if you're not driving. Here's another thing. You may go over to the side of the road and sleep all night, get up the next day and want to drive home. You can still have alcohol in your system. Listen, here's the bottom line. Don't drink and drive. If you do drink and drive, if anything happens where you're caught, if you need help through the system, you might be innocent. That happens too. Whatever the situation, Joseph A. Lazzara, attorney at law, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200.
This report is brought to you by Belco
Big delays on I-25 downtown and up north. Let's go up north. There was that earlier crash northbound I-25 north of Thornton Park.
Don't say that again. That almost created an issue.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, people were thinking they could not.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have thought about that. I'll see you there.
Hey, have a good trip, buddy. Enjoy it. Enjoy the vacation, buddy.
Great seeing you, man. Stephanie, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I know.
The wife pulled it out.
There's no damage.
There's no lawsuit. No, but it was neglect, which is state reportable.
Right. I'll take care of him.
The hospital will be fine.
If he gets out of line, I'll call you.
Whether they can get money from it is a different. Second thing with this person,
You put your phone in your back pocket
did
all
she
the time?
sign out AMA? If she signed out
Mine's
AMA, something
bad.
happened to her when she
Oh,
was
you
the
do?
other. They're not
It's notice, and I'm like, God.
You need a holster.
If she signed out AMA.
Need something. We're going back to the little phone. The big phone's too big.
Guys, have you seen concrete with big cracks in it, even minor hairline cracks or shifting or where a corner is lifted up? You may see patios that are slanted. It all comes from what? Voids underneath the concrete. You see, when the soil base is not solid, when it washes away, when it's not tamped properly, you have voids. And you know what concrete lift and stabilization does? It fills those voids. Now, it's called lift because when you fill the voids, you can lift concrete into place. Concrete lift and stabilization is one of the only companies that offers two methods. The polyjacking, which is a polymer plastic fill, very strong, very efficient, but very costly compared to mud jacking, which is just concrete. Now, if you have big voids and you need concrete, he can do it. If you have minor fine-tuning that you need really strong lifting, he can do it with polyjacking. Here's the point. Devin Johns can come out free of charge and assess the entire situation and give you a written report along with an absolute solid price. Call him, 720-890-2740. Even if he can't help you with mudjacking or polyjacking, he can tell you what's wrong with the concrete. 720-890-2740. ConcreteLift.com.
This Saturday, America's Wealth Management Show will air at noon for must-know retirement strategies and the...
No, I had to come to our...
Yeah, well, the
I
can't keep these in my back pocket. It's uncomfortable. I have to.
But you still have to fill in the crack once you level it. It lifts it up and keeps it solid, so it doesn't crack.
Mine's just been dropped a few times.
Mine's been dropped.
You know,
Ad counsel.
Yeah, I'm so anxious to talk, right? I interrupt. Listen, when it comes to straight, beautiful smiles, so many people have gone that route of, veneers because they can get it quickly, they get it done, but it doesn't really change the structure of your mouth, and it can cost $50,000 and $60,000 for a beautiful smile. The thing that Dr. Kent Lawson does is different. He does it the natural way. He really straightens your teeth by widening your palate. Now, when he does that at a later age, he does it naturally without surgery or extractions. A lot of people said that can't be done. They say the palate fuses. That's not true, and he's proven it. He has methods that gradually expand your palate to where your teeth naturally start straightening. And when you do need braces, they're invisible, and you only need them for a few months compared to the other methods. No extractions, no surgeries, and you only need an implant if you have something missing from before. When you have your teeth and your jaw aligned, other things happen, like TMJ goes away, and if you had a sleep apnea, that could be cured. Dr. Kent Lawson takes care of your dental health the natural way. If you want a beautiful smile and you want it quickly, like the cases don't take any more than 2 years. Think about that. 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100. Look for Aurora Orthodontics on my referral list at referralist.com.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for talk radio, and we've made this app so you never have to be without us again. You can take 630 KHOW wherever you go and never miss more irreverent talk radio on the Michael Brown Show. iHeartRadio keeps 15.
Okay, thanks.
There you go. Get the tent set up, it'll be great.
If you're looking for floor coverings and wall tile, by the way, I went there the other day to pick up my carpeting that I bought, and I had an area rug cut and bound, by the way. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So while I was in there, I see this beautiful wall tile for showers or backsplashes. I did not realize that Paradigm Interiors did that to the extent that they do. I knew they had tile there. Of course, they have floor tile. But I did not realize the beauty they have as far as variety when it comes to wall tiles. They have the long, thin, vertical ones, and then they have the different patterns. And how beautiful it is for a band in the shower or for a backsplash. They can help you because they have design consultants there. Here's what happens. You go there, whether it's for tile on the floor, on the wall, in the shower, or carpeting, or you want hardwood, or you want engineered flooring of some kind, or you want veneers, whatever you want for your floors, they will get you. I love the luxury vinyl tile. That is incredible stuff that looks like wood or it looks like stone, but it's vinyl, and it comes in long planks. It's beautiful. And by the way, Go see them. You just have to go see them. And you'll get your design consultant. You'll get a supervisor for your job that sees the entire job through. They are quick. They are efficient. Once you talk to them and get the ball rolling, you will have your material in just a few days. And once they start the job, they finish it. They don't go to 100 different jobs at once. 303-630-9204. Yes, for selection, for efficiency, for quick, wonderful home improvements. Paradigm Interiors, 303-630-9204.
Whether it's real news or fake news, talk about it on 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Welcome to the show. Stephanie Thomas from Colorado Springs. She is a real estate broker there. You can find her on the referral list for Colorado Springs. We also have Frank Duran, the real estate man in Denver. And then we have Andy here who has a question for Ideal Home Loans. Brent Ivinson. Andy, what's your question?
Okay, Tom. My question is this. We sold our home, and we're looking at some new ones. We require a mortgage of about $100,000. My question is, we've got IRAs and Roth, got a Roth $60,000, got IRAs, bunch more money in there. Whether it makes more sense to just take it out of an IRA in a Roth rather than originating a new $100,000 loan. We do take standard deduction. The interest wouldn't be enough to help us out in taxes.
How old are you?
I am 63. My wife is 70.
Okay. Is there a reason? Okay, so you have IRAs, so you won't be penalized for taking them out.
Well, on the Roth we wouldn't, but on the regular IRA, there would be some withholding. We're in the about
There's withholding, but there's no penalty.
Right. Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, that's a personal decision, but Brent, how do you feel about this?
You know what? We have we deal with a lot of wealth management professionals that send us business, and we work back and forth. A lot of what I'm hearing from that side of the table today is that, look, you can out-earn easily the 3.875% that you're going to pay in interest. Borrow the money, leave the money in your investment accounts intact, and get the $100,000 mortgage. It's going to make sense for you from the standpoint that you're likely going to out-earn it in the market.
Yeah, if you have someone who can out-earn it.
Right.
Here's the other thing. It depends on what your goals are, too. And there's never anything wrong with having a paid-for home. Nothing wrong with it. That's why I said it's a personal decision. But because money is so cheap, as Brent said, it's almost silly not to have some kind of a loan if you have any investment savvy at all. So, may I ask something? You're both over 62, did you say?
Correct.
Have you ever considered a reverse loan?
Well, we don't have a new house yet. I mean, we're looking for one.
Mm-hmm. Because
we sold our existing one.
And the only reason I say this is reverse mortgages they suit very few people as opposed to a regular mortgage. But when they do suit you, they're wonderful tools because there's no downside. The only downside is they eat up equity, but really so do regular loans if you think about it. They eat up equity in that if you don't pay down the principal, you're really just paying interest. So here's the deal. With a reverse loan, I'm just saying you should consider it. You can do the same thing. Put money down and get a reverse loan, and at your age, you could easily find a home, and if all you need is $100,000, you could easily cover that with a reverse loan. And there it is. You never make a payment unless you want to. But you have the option. You can make payments or not make payments. You can make payments some years and not make payments in other years. You can then also have an additional line of credit if you want it. And I don't see a downside. I just don't. Rates are low, not as low as a regular conventional loan because they take higher risk. But what happens is interest accrues on your home. It accrues. So if you're going to want to leave someday, you'll have less equity to put towards something else. But if you're going to stay there the rest of your lives, it's a no-brainer. Now, if you want to sell, you can always sell and pay it off like any other loan. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a panacea, but I'm saying it's an option to consider, especially you have one of the few circumstances where it wouldn't be a terrible idea. Is this a home you plan on staying in a long time?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I can't see a downside. Do you have people you want to leave money to?
Yeah, but they're doing okay.
Yeah, because this would, let's say worst case scenario. The worst case scenario. Your home goes down in value and you're upside down in it. Nothing will happen. Nothing. You get to stay there. You get to live in there. And your estate will never be responsible for more than the property, ever. Not a dime more. Again, I'm not trying to be a salesperson. I'm saying there are a few circumstances where they really work, and you're one of them. Where I can't think of it. Brent, can you think of a downside on his circumstance there?
No, and you're right. I mean, reverse mortgages work very well for a very specific situation. Right. And this definitely could fit that bill.
Yeah, and then again, you can also make payments if you want. Now, here are the downsides that you're always going to hear from everyone. First, they're more expensive with costs to get, okay? But they're usually built in. Also, interest accrues and compounds against your home. So interest goes up. I mean, it doesn't go up a lot, but what I'm saying is it does accumulate quickly. It's really no more accumulation than the loan you have. You just don't see it accumulating because you're paying every month. But it's really no faster than that accumulation. All interest is interest. So, again, just analyze it. And there's another downside, and that is people, for some reason, psychologically don't like the idea. I don't know why. They just get weird about it, that they have a reverse loan. But you simply pay it off like any loan. If you change your mind and want to move, you can sell your house, and whatever's left you get to keep. And you can never go upside down either. The house is the only obligation you have. Anyway, I went way too long on that. It's just I thought it was important that you guys consider everything. Tom wants to talk about an agricultural land loan. Lacey wants to talk about a roofer. It's a follow-up call. And we'll do all of that in just a minute here. John Fuller is on my referral list. You heard me talk about Joe Lazara, a defense attorney. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. Now, both of these attorneys, I hope you never need. John Fuller, though, if you are injured and you need someone to analyze your case to see what damages there are, like I was telling the other guy, without damages, you have nothing. But John Fuller goes further. He looks at the damages and then looks at the means of collection. Usually it's an insurance company, but if not, there are other ways to collect. What I like about John is he's knowledgeable in all facets of personal injury law, in fighting insurance companies, looking for assets of individuals, automobile and motor vehicle situations, all kinds of liability issues. He will analyze and tell you what your case is worth and find those damages if you have them. Fuller Law. It's John Fuller, F-U-L-L-E-R. His website, Personal Injury CO for Colorado, okay? PersonalInjuryCO.com.
From the L&L Heating and
I-25 slow both downtown and on the north end of town. That only right northbound I-25 near Thornton Parkway. That's long been cleared up the way it's construction that's causing.
Do me a favor, can we have my team just talk about Colorado?
Southbound I-25 there, approaching Thornton Parkway, that's being cleared. There's another problem on southbound I-25 that's Downey. Looks like there's three.
Actually, 6. Transacts were here. 2 variables.
Okay.
Target person and cost. I do all the listings. But I negotiated. I would not handle it. Where's my love?
Oh, yeah.
But summers are hell. I mean,
Yeah.
But, the rest of it is home. Get your
Yeah, right.
oh, no, we have to stay cool under the air.
Right, right. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Are you looking for granite or countertops of any kind? I always say granite because the name of the place is Art of Granite. But, Mitch, the owner, he does more than just granite. He does natural stone. He does all kinds of solid surfaces. He also does cabinets. Now, Mark and Suzanne love him. They love it. They love his showroom out in Golden. Now, you never have to set foot in that showroom if you don't want to, but if If you want to, you can. He has samples. He also lets you buy the granite anywhere you want on his wholesale account, or you can buy from him. But he doesn't force you to buy from him. He doesn't mark up the material. He only makes money on the fabrication and installation. He even hauls out and tears up and hauls away all the old stuff free of charge. So when you hire Mitch Fluria, you'll get a turnkey job. That's Art of Granite. It all starts with a phone call. You can send him a text or some measurements or a photograph, and he would love to consult with you. He can do most of it on the phone to get you a price to know if you're ready to go. Then you go out and pick specific stuff. It's just cool. And he started with $300 in his pocket a mere, 10, 15 years ago from Romania. He didn't know anything. He didn't even know the language. And now he has a wonderful, beautiful company, artofgranite.net. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. artofgranite.net.
Bill O'Reilly on the Glenn Beck program.
People should know that you can say and do what you want to do because Glenn Beck controls his own destiny, which is very different from most other people in the media.
I thank you for that, Bill, and I would like to say publicly, I would like you to work for the Blaze if we could unite our powers for good as opposed to evil. We offer minimum wage and no benefits. I mean, I pay you in sandwiches like you can't believe.
The Glenn Beck program, weeknights at 7 on 630 KHOW.
We have a small business seminar tonight. You know, if it was 30 years ago, I'd be giving this talk to the founder of Rockies. Yeah, he started 30 years ago on a little lot on Federal. Now he has a beautiful, beautiful giant used car lot, 63rd and Federal. And Rockies is family-friendly, kid-friendly, pet-friendly. Here's what they have in addition to the selection of brands. They have different colors and models and price ranges and years. They have older cars, and then they have cars that are 2016. They have everything in between, plus 40 lenders to choose from, so you can find a loan right for you. They also give better trade values because they sell most trades right there on the lot. They need inventory, so they give great prices. Why don't you go see them? And you can find them Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, 63rd and Federal. That's Rockies. 303-426-4646.
Sean Hannity.
President Trump fired the FBI director. Comey has failed you, the American people.
Nothing but a political hack.
And would not deliver equal justice under the law.
Hannity coming up today at 1 on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Okay, guys, let's take these calls and let's do a quick rendition here of the Troubleshooter show. Tom, you have a question for Brent on agricultural land loans. I don't even know what that is.
Thanks, Tom. I'm just looking, Brent, for to buy some raw agricultural land out east. Having a hell of a time going through local banks.
Yeah, they don't know what to do. Now, there used to be banks that specialize in that. I don't know where people go now, Brent.
You know, we don't do anything unless there's a dwelling on it, and primarily that's your residence. But yeah, I'm surprised you're having trouble in eastern Colorado. You know, my business partner does own land in eastern Colorado and has dealt with banks out there and has bought and sold land and is
now I do know they go tops maybe 60% loan to value.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant chunk down from my recollection. I don't have any myself, but definitely, you certainly call my office. I can put you in touch with, some people that he deals with to see if we can get you some help.
Yeah, because I'm hearing 55% down.
That's what I said. It could be, or 50%. Yeah. Now, I know if you're looking for better, you're never going to find more than a 40% loan to value. By the way, here's a Facebook question about Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. And I want to tell you that I have the desynchro system now where I'm hearing these little tiny tones and they're desynchronizing the tinnitus. Anyway, rather than get into a complicated explanation, let me just tell you it is absolutely approved for eradicating tinnitus. Now, they call it more of a permanent solution than a cure. You get to keep this system once you use it, so if it ever does come back, you can always retreat yourself now and then. It's a wonderful system. It gets rid of the tinnitus, which is terrible, this ringing in the ear. And also they specialize in not just tinnitus, but also hearing loss. And they're one of the few places that will let you try out hearing aids. I don't mean like in the office. I mean take them home and make sure you absolutely love them under no obligation. 303-534-0163. Colorado Tinnitus. So I'm glad that you asked the question because I love talking about them. Larry's got a solar question. Go ahead, Larry.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
We're looking at having Ion Solar put in solar panels. We haven't done anything yet with them. I'm wondering if you've heard anything about this company.
Okay, the name is Ion then. It's not
Correct.
the type. Yeah, I've not heard anything. Here's the only problem. Here's the only problem with solar companies. Most of them, not some of them, most of them disappear. So you must make sure that the products themselves carry a good warranty and that there's a solid manufacturer. Don't even worry about the dealer because most solar dealers do not average more than 3 years.
Okay.
I'm serious. I wish I could tell you better. Now, there is one that does, Solar City, because it's Elon Musk, and you know, he's just a billionaire who's committed to this. It's like a mission for him. So that company will be around, Solar City. They have a lease program. I don't like the leasing so much because it really straddles you with property. But anyway, like I said, look for the manufacturer more than the dealer. That's what counts with solar. Of course, you want someone who knows how to install as well. Frank, Duran, or Stephanie, I want to ask about, have you ever sold a home with a Solar City contract on it, a lease or anything? Have you done it?
Last year I did in Lakewood.
So the owner had to assume it, right?
Right, that's correct.
It's not a big deal, right?
No.
Okay.
That was done fairly
But
easy.
they have to accept it or you don't get to sell it.
On that particular one,
or excuse me, you have to take it with you.
We made it part of the deal, right?
Yeah. And, you know, I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to do it because you are going to save money. No matter what, you're going to save money. There's nothing wrong with solar. Lacey, now, I'm sorry it's late in the game, but so this roofer that you had, this roofer problem, could you summarize that for me, dear? Lacey, are you still there or not? I think she hung up. I hate that she hung up. All right, so in the minutes we have left, Brent, your idea on rates. People shouldn't wait anyway, should they?
No, absolutely not. You know, as you talk about all the time, we have our interest rate guarantee. If they go down, you're protected, and this works whether you buy or refinance with us.
They don't have to pay points again.
Yeah, no. Take advantage. Here's the way to look at this. If it makes sense right now, it works in your budget, take advantage of refinancing. If you're buying, don't wait. Property values could continue to climb and get more expensive. Take advantage of the window of opportunity we're seeing now with rates.
They have the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. Frank, when you go in with a pre-approval, or Stephanie, I mean, really, you can go in and say, we can close in 3 weeks. People would freak out.
Absolutely. I have my lenders that I talk to, and I've actually referred a buyer over here recently to Brent, but I have them actually call that agent that I'm negotiating a contract on and say, look, we have talked to underwriters. We are golden.
Okay.
So much more credibility, Tom.
Frank, do you have anything that you were looking for the other day? Did you find that house?
We have a buyer looking in Thornton, Westminster from $300,000 to $360,000.
Okay, in that area.
Absolutely.
Call Frank, 303-920-1622 if you know anyone up there. And by the way, thank you, sisters, for being here. We didn't get to talk that much, but she gave away my potty training ritual. Don't copy it. Remember, save all your problems for me.
My clients frequently tell me that they're amazed at how complicated handling a simple car.
Realized that, when he went like this, I
Yeah,
read
good to
his
see you too,
mind,
man.
he's like, no
Absolutely.
sweetener.
Stephanie, good to see you.
I know you too. Did that hire a podcast?
No, I haven't heard
it. Your thoughts are the loudest thoughts that I hear when I'm here. Thank God.
Yeah,
So I
get
put
it.
it on my calendar.
Cool. Yeah,
So
that's
I
right.
swear,
Yeah,
last night was
That's
before
the
the
key. You know,
office.
follow up, follow
I
up,
said,
follow
they're
up.
going to talk to you, but he made it real clear that you didn't want to talk to me.
People-
Oh,